fireball.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nuuli Forged. Make a dexterity saving throw against fireball, please.
Everyone in the chat has to do it too.
Including
Yes.
Pikachu.
Yeah. Everybody, 100%. Let's do it. I've got it. Hey, thanks for the Pikachus. Good to see you, buddy.
I hope that
DC.
Pikachu's dexterous.
DC 18.
Oh, I failed.
Oh, not as bad
I
as
was
I
so
thought.
close. Dang
Wah,
it.
wah.
And we
Oh,
haven't taken a
Charlie
long
is pretty
rest.
still.
It's true.
Can we roll for damage just to see if I die?
Always. Real quick, I need someone to roll a D100 as we hop into our lovely stream here. And I have to say, Matt taught me how to change the arrow color on my cursor over the weekend, and it has changed my life.
It's amazing. I know it sounds like what a big deal that is, but it really is kind of nice. I like it.
Does
Yeah.
it match your headset and mouse, though?
Oh, if I could get it to change. Nah, that'd be too much.
I mean, it's red, so I can find it like everywhere now, which is the
That's
thing
why
that
I
I
did it.
have been unable to successfully do. Ooh, this is going to be a fun one. As you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, we are down a couple people. However, Mike will be joining us in a few minutes. He just had to work a little late tonight, so we will have Defect this evening. Unfortunately, Greg themselves, Amber, is unable to join us because of work commitments. We love them both, and we'll see one of them tonight and the other one ASAP. And let's all go around real quick and introduce ourselves. Your name, your character's name, who you're playing, all that jazz. And if your character had the chance to rename the party, give the party a new name, no questions asked, what would it be instead of Greg and the Misfits?
Ooh, that's a good one for Greg to miss.
It is, because they're not here to
How
judge.
long did it take us to decide on one name? Did
I
you want
know.
us to come up with it on the fly?
Yeah,
Greg and the missed out.
You're on the spot. So we're gonna start up in this corner over here with Matt.
I thought that was my corner. Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Spoot, the Turtle Cleric. And if Spoot could rename the group without it being Grig and the Misfits, it would be something really vanilla, like the Travelers.
Well, I mean, that is a name.
The Pathfinders. I don't know, something really, really lame like that.
That is quite lame. Good job. Hopping on down directly beneath him, we have Tanner.
Ooh, the entire side is missing.
It's true.
Oh. My side is missing?
No, the side of the screen is missing.
Oh.
Because I'm in the middle. I'm the only one not in a corner.
Oh, yeah, your issue. Hi, I'm Tanner. I'm playing Nereus the Sorcerer. And group name. I have no. I hate this.
Nereus and the Misfits.
Because Nereus is the only one that doesn't. Oh wait, no, he's covered in tattoos. I was going to say stick out like a sore thumb. Although maybe it depends where. Maybe in his hometown. No. I don't know. The Thunder Strikes.
All right.
We also double as a really cool metal band that covers AC/DC.
Oh.
Could be. All right. And popping right along, we got Sarah down in the middle here.
Hey, I'm Sarah, and I play Olive, the half-orc druid. And I think Olive would name it something silly like the olive branches, even though mostly we kill people and don't really extend any kind of diplomacy. But, whatevs.
There's attempts.
Okay, now we have to
They
ask
just
DM.
don't buy into it.
If you had to vote, DM, based on the names we gave you tonight, what would you pick as the new name?
The DM would say you all should read a thesaurus or something, because
Meh.
It took us like 3 weeks with OnCam and Discord to decide what it.
I mean, I've Got It has a good point. You could just call yourselves the Dragon Slayers.
True,
Ooh,
true.
at this point we could.
I think at one point we were going to call ourselves the Nuuli Forgers. Maybe that was just me.
I mean,
I think
yeah,
that was just you.
yeah, probably were. Well, in the meantime, that brings us to just me. My name is Jared, and I am the humble dungeon master here on Nuuli. I play everyone and everything else that is not these three, Defect or Greg.
Or Paduk.
I mean,
you sort of sometimes play.
I role play Paduk. You just decide you decide his actions in combat, but
You definitely voice Paduk.
Yes,
I do
definitely.
voice Paduk, absolutely. But yeah, so that's what
Who's
I do
not
here.
dead, thank God.
We are a we are a 5e D&D homebrew campaign stream where we play in this homebrew world of Nuuli that came out of my brain, and these fine people are brave enough to venture inside of. Pray for them if you believe in praying.
Sometimes we need it.
Spook
true.
does.
Often we need it. Also, we are currently actually inside the world, as opposed to normally we're just on it.
Yeah, it's true. G Ryan, hey there, thanks for coming in. Good to see you again.
That was some psychic damage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, speaking of psychic damage, let's dive into last time on Nuuli Forged. Our heroes had worked their way into the lair of Ziniondu, the Ragefire, an undead red dragon, who they believe to have been the source of the curse upon the Embering Elves that kept it in perpetual flames and fire. They battled a small band of Cinderfolk before the Ragefire himself appeared, entering the battle and laying waste to his enemies. They fought back hard, but allies dropped left and right, but their friends kept raising them to get back up and continue the fight. the fight. Nereus polymorphed Olive into a giant ape, and then once more had to do it a second time before the Ragefire laid her low, knocking her unconscious. All the while
That was Defect.
No, you got knocked unconscious. Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. All right.
Now don't interrupt.
You
10d10
wouldn't
psychic
remember-
damage.
You would remember it if you were conscious.
That's true.
Right. That's probably why I forgot.
Yeah. So she was knocked unconscious. All the while, the Ragefire was knocking Defect around with his massive bony tail before ultimately beating Defect to the ground over and over again. Greg used a magical item called a Day Orb to restore spell slots and health to Olive, Greg, and Spoot. However, throughout the battle, Paduk, their noble sprite companion, fell to the dragon's fire breath, and everyone was on edge, until Nereus used his final slot for polymorph to turn Defect into a giant ape, granting him the hit points that Olive had burned through thrice. And with a mighty blow, he was able to slay the fearsome Ragefire, knocking the bottom jaw out of the creature and having it smash against a far wall. Olive, quickly revived, raced to their fallen sprite ally and cast a quick revivify spell on Paduk at the last possible moment. And everyone held bated breath as Paduk slowly opened his eyes, and his body is very badly burned. Which is where we pick up tonight on Nuuli Forged.
Bum, bum.
So, you are all deep in the lair of the Ragefire. The bony carcass has crashed to the ground as smoldering embers just slowly dimming as whatever remnants of flame and fire exist within this creature are beginning to snuff out. The magma plates on the floor are still very hot to the touch, and you might think that some of them may be starting to slowly dim, just a little bit. But it's very hard to discern. It could just be your eyes playing tricks on you after being blasted about 4 or 5 times with flaming breath from this horrible creature. Defect is still a giant ape and is just kind of pummeling away at the corpse, while Olive is holding a very badly burned Paduk in her arms. But Paduk is alive with 1 hit point.
So last time he drank a potion, he only needed a drop. Does that mean a single drop from a healing potion heals it? Or does he somehow have to chug the whole thing and then die from healing potion and drowning?
Wait, what?
You do not know.
The healing potion, I'm sure, is bigger than Paduk, so I don't think he could technically drink the whole thing.
We could ask Paduk.
He definitely could not, but whether or not it would have any effect based on how healing potions work. Like, normally you have to drink the whole thing for them to be effective.
Fair. Yeah.
Well, I mean, no one's feeling great, right?
No, you are all hurt to various degrees, some of you much more than others.
Would we argue that Beacon of Hope has expired now? Its minute has come and gone?
It has about, we'll say it has about 5 rounds left, because it took 3 rounds for Olive to get over to Paduk and raise him up.
While it's still there, we can, just in case, we can gather everyone close, including Paduk, and I can do 1 mass healing word as a 4th level.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could also do an aura of vitality.
The more the merrier, because it'll be max healing regardless of who cast it.
Yeah, so essentially you have 5 rounds to make use of any spells before your aura goes away, Spoot.
So as a 4th level, the healing increases by 1 d4
Well,
for each level by thirds. That would be 3 times 4
It has it.
plus 5 is 17, right? Did I do the math right?
Is it Mass Healing Word a 3rd level spell?
Yes. So this is 1 level above. So it's...
It rolled 2d4.
Yeah, it's 2d4.
It rolled it.
Oh, it rolled it as a 4th. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
so right.
we
Okay,
get
so it
11.
would be... Yeah. No, you would get maximum. So you would still get
13.
8 plus 5. Yeah, 13.
Yeah. Yeah, because of the Spoot aura.
Right.
Everyone gets 13.
Yep.
Cool. In that case, I cast an aura of vitality. I send which gives me, it's 10. So,
Mhm.
one for Paduk.
Okay, Paduk regains
Sec-
12 hit points.
Great.
So
I'm in charge of that, aren't I?
so the first 5 of these will just be 12.
Great.
And then the remaining 5 will be rolls. So you can pick 5 people to get 12.
Great.
Do you guys want Defect to stay ape right now? Or should I turn him
Defect is happily smashing a corpse, but you are able...
just leave
But
him right now?
But his healing won't count unless he's not an ape, right?
I can do that one more time. So if anything, I'll just make him an ape again.
Given that it won't help Defect, I think everyone but Defect gets the 12.
Well, it would help Defect because he doesn't
If he
have
was not
many.
an
He doesn't have many Defect hit points.
Right, but I
We
can only heal him as the ape at the moment.
We should change it
But
back.
Nereus can just drop concentration on the spell and return.
that's
it
why
to
I was-
form.
Sure.
That's what I was asking. Should I drop concentration?
See.
All right.
All right,
In
In
Defect.
the middle of his smashing, he's
Ow!
Yeah,
Ow!
he shrinks back down to his still tall self. Oh, and
And
speaking
there we have
of, here comes.
Men in black.
Defect himself.
All right. All
Hello,
right, well, I
Mike.
can do
Hey,
five
guys.
12s. So who is the least hurt? Nereus, were you out of it enough to not be very hurt?
Yeah, I know. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, so everyone else should get a 12 from the Aura of Vitality.
So, Defect, you have reverted to your normal self, and
Mid monkey smash.
and you get 12 hit points. You are covered in undead dragon parts.
I think if
Alright,
Greg were
love
here,
it.
they'd be a little disappointed because they would be like, "Hey, I was gonna like cut up that and take a trophy, and you just smash it to bits."
So if you could just wipe your hands off into the bag of holding for Greg, that would be
Will do. Absolutely.
scrape those
Yeah,
dragon bits in.
chunks.
All right. So then I get 5 more that I need to roll. So
Yep.
I'm going to give 1 more to Paduk because he sure as heck needs it.
Totally.
I don't know. Nereus, how good are you doing? Do you need healing at all?
I'm like 2/3.
All right. Anyone else? How is Spoot? How are you doing?
I'm great now.
You're great now.
Yeah.
All right. Then Defect 11.
Yes.
Ooh.
7 for 7 for Nereus, 7 for Greg, and 7 for Olive.
I do have some more spell slots if we're really desperate for it, but if we feel like we got enough in case something jumps out at us, then I'll stand down.
Yeah,
We're not
that
short
one is
resting, right?
Wait, you gave me back 11 or 7?
I don't remember. I think you were 11. You were the first one I went through. Oh, wait, who did I give 11 to?
That was me.
Okay, I gave 11 to Defect. So you and Greg and I'll get 7. And Paduk got 8. Yeah, Aura Vitality gets 10. Anyway, so now that's done. Aura Vitality fades.
Great.
I think we should probably look around.
Yeah, looking around in this immediate cave, you see a few piles of ash that were once cinder folk, and you see the corpse of this desiccated dragon husk. And you see 3 shards of green stone that are embedded in the breastbone of this creature.
We should probably grab those.
Yeah, you can make someone can make a strength check to try to pull them out.
That should
Everyone
maybe
looking
not
at
be
me?
me.
I don't know if there's any way to assist on that because it's just a small thing, isn't it?
I mean, they are pretty massive. Like, they look like they used to fit together at a quick investigation, and then they were like broken apart and shattered at some point. And like there were probably like smaller pieces somewhere in the universe or that were obliterated, but they look like they mostly would fit together.
Jared, we don't get anything till long rest, right?
Correct.
Damn. Okay.
I will assist Defect if I can.
Sure. Give me words of encouragement.
I got claws. I don't know if that helps.
I would say you can, because you are trained in survival, Spoot, you can kind of help peel back certain bits of rotted flesh or scrape away a bit of kind of healed bone that has like grown around the edges a little bit to help Defect pry it out. So Defect, go ahead, just give me a straight strength check at advantage.
Oh.
Unfortunately, with a 7, you can't quite manage to pry it out of the breastbone.
Maybe I should also add guidance for good measure.
I mean, given enough time, with how
wasn't trying to
strong you
double
are, this can be accomplished. I'm going to say it takes about half an hour, based on that roll. But the 2 of you working together are able eventually to pry out all 3 of these emerald-looking shards. So you have those. One of them is decidedly bigger than the other 2, like is the central piece, and the other 2 are like broken off of it.
Should we just stuff them all in Grig's bag for now and look at them later?
It's up to you.
Or, I mean, do we have time to identify one of them?
I mean, we definitely have time.
Well, unless some more... We don't know if anything else is coming.
We're ready.
And looking around this room, kind of venturing further down into it, you'd see that it does kind of curve off back up to one side that the dragon presumably came from. So there's definitely more to explore deeper into the cave system here.
While they're prying back or like getting the gem out, Nereus would just like kind of take a little peek into the next room.
Yeah, you can do that. So for a long time you don't see much of anything. There's not even bones here. But going all the way back to the far wall, you do find a small pile of goodies.
Ooh.
You see a pile that has it's not a very large pile, but it is a pile of gold and silver and copper and like a few other things.
Mm-hmm.
In the 20 minutes, you can determine that there is some amountage of coinage here. Too much to count right off the hand.
Mm-hmm.
But you find a really nice looking dagger.
Mm-hmm.
An exceptionally well-made quiver that has some really fancy looking arrows in it. Like they are very pretty.
Ooh.
You find 4 potions of some kind. Are you doing this with light or in your dark vision?
Light on my shield?
Oh yeah.
This is just Nereus. So
Copy that.
Spoo has light on his shield. Defect has had light on his axe. I'll light myself.
cool. So Defex's axe goes out as you cast it on something of your own. And you can see that the healing potions are indeed kind of glittering and red. They're probably healing potions. And then you find 2 others that look very similar in like fancier bottles.
Okay. Can I just like Arcana check the dagger and the quiver just to like get a sense if there's something more to these?
Absolutely.
thing?
Make an Arcana check.
Nope.
With a 13, Nereus, you do find a couple of very tiny runes on the hilt of the dagger, which seem to be probably arcane in nature in some fashion. You don't know if that actually means the dagger like does anything, but like it might.
It might just be a name tag.
And you don't find anything fancy like carved into the quiver. It's just like exceptionally well made. But you do find that like you pull out one of these like really nice arrows. They're like a really dark ebony wood with like a very shiny metal tip. Each of the tips has like a little stamp in them.
Okay.
Like the arrowhead has a little stamp of some kind.
All right. And then so Nereus will just like shout over. I think it's Greg, you have the bag? Might want to come over here.
Yeah, they come along and their eyes like light up with all the stuff.
I will assist Greg in bagging it.
Yeah. While you and Greg do this, the other 2 are poking at the emerald pieces in the chest. Olive, what are you up to?
So the dragon is mostly decomposed, but are there some whole teeth, perhaps, that could be?
I mean, there's a shattered lower mandible piled against a wall, and like the upper jaw has kind of been pummeled to pieces by Defect while he was still a giant ape. But like even the smallest tooth is massive on this beast. Like the smallest tooth is easily 2 feet long.
Cool.
Jesus.
Yeah, like easily could have swallowed any one of you.
What have we done?
We killed it again.
Now
Can I-
stay dead.
But the bones are like they're bones, but like they have some essence of a. Well, make a nature check for me, Olive.
11.
I mean, they're bones, but they don't seem to be like good bones.
Can I grab a tooth or two?
Sure, you can grab a 2 foot long tooth. Make a strength check.
Oh, 17.
Yeah, you're able to pry a tooth out. It's about 2.5 feet long, and like a good at the base of it, it's probably a good like 14 to 16 inches around. And it smells really bad.
Awesome. I will put it in the bag with my incense.
It does not fit in your bag.
Oh. Okay, fine.
This guy didn't floss, did he?
No. Lots of plaque and gingivitis built up, actually.
What?
Hmm.
While you're doing this, Paduk is kind of like sitting on himself, and if he has any first level, or how's he doing for health? If he has any more health, he will heal himself with 1 or 2 spell slots.
Paduk?
Yeah.
Paduk is at 21 out of 37.
Okay, so he would just use 1 like healing word on himself. And you notice as he does so, like most of the like open wounds tend to heal over. However, his entire right arm, like up to his shoulder from his hand all the way up to his shoulder, and like the bottom of his or the top of his neck is heavily burn scarred.
Aww.
Oh.
Yeah. And that does not appear to be healing and like vanishing.
Yikes.
That happens.
I might have to check on that later.
Yeah. Like probably with like medicine and aid, like it could reduce over time, but you have the feeling that it's somewhat permanent.
I mean, now Paduk has a great story to tell.
Yeah.
To all the
It is true.
other sprites. So,
Yes.
And it's true. Meanwhile, back with Nereus and Grig. Nereus and Grig, as you kind of finalize collecting all this stuff, beyond the dagger and the 10 arrows and the quiver and the 6 potions that you've discovered, you find 617 gold pieces.
Ooh.
You find 1,127 silver pieces
Jesus.
and 1,833 copper
Yes.
pieces.
Ew. I don't have access to Greg's character sheet anymore, so I can't add it to the inventory. If someone can can add it.
I wrote it down. I also do not have. I
do have
never had Greg's character sheet. I only have Paduk.
I think it was between me and Mike.
Yeah, I don't think I might have had Amber once. Sorry, Greg.
Let me see.
Sorry, I have Paduk and I have my cat.
Yeah. I mean,
No, I don't have-
for the moment, someone can just like note all this stuff down, and you
Yeah.
can sort it out later.
I wrote it down.
Okay. The 6 potions and everything too?
Yep, four
Okay.
regular and 2 fancy.
That's just in terms of bottles. Like 4 of them seem to be in like regular bottles, and 2 of them seem to be in fancy bottles.
The fancy ones are they have vodka in them.
Ooh.
for a little extra kick. So by the time about like half hour, 45 minutes after you've defeated the dragon goes by. You have all of this stuff gathered up. You've pulled the 3 pieces of emerald out. Are you looking at the emerald at all, or are you just shoving it in the bag?
I think I would take the time to identify it, if given the time.
Okay.
Olive's gonna.
Are you
poking
identifying
around.
each piece, or are you just identifying the big one or the little ones?
I don't know how much time we have. We have half an hour.
I mean, they come back with all the stuff at about the half-hour mark, and you and Defect have like just pulled the emerald out. You are, and you do know that you are very far underground in the lair of this former alive dragon thing, and that you ran by a bunch of cinderfolk to get in here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I kind of think we should
actually-
stuff them in the bag, and if we've looked around, get the heck out of here before we get trapped down here.
I was going to suggest earlier, actually, that I would happily cast my Guardian of Faith toward the entrance that we came in when we rounded the corner and got ambushed, in case there is anyone that follows us down here that at least get walloped a couple of times before.
Did you do
I
that?
mean, are we just leaving?
I mean, if
don't know,
you're
we just
concentrating
leave-
on that, you can't identify anything. So
It's not a concentration.
Yeah, he
oh,
could.
it's not.
It's a set and forget thing. You just place it and you go off. Yeah, I would like to do that. I would like to do that. I will say I will have done that if I had the time between getting the emerald out and them going off and exploring deeper.
Yeah, you
My
could have
plan
done.
was to do it
You could have done
before
that.
they- Yeah,
How
my
long?
plan was
How
to
long
have
does
it
it stick around?
8 hours.
Okay, so it's floating there. You can't see it; it's invisible, but you know it's there. You can feel it.
Sure.
Or Spook
If anything
can,
walks
anywhere.
into it, they take some
You
damage.
just see the sword and the shield, sort of. I guess is all you can see, maybe.
Yeah, it's this floating kind of rounded shield that has like little turtle wings, and the massive great sword that is floating in the air has a turtle design on the hilt.
Love that.
Cute.
Sorry, I just cast that to show that I cast it. But if we do get to attacking, it's 20 on a fail, 10 on a save, or on a succeed.
The half hour you all regather and collect yourselves goes by. Nothing has come at you at this point.
Is there anything more to see down here? Like, are there more?
I mean, there were tunnel ends you didn't go by. You can make an investigation check if you want to like check out all of the lair.
I'm lousy at investigation, but apparently I'm rolling well this evening, so I'll take a 19.
Cool. So, taking the initiative, all of you go off on your own and
Oh, that's not a
begin.
good idea.
Well, that's what you chose to do.
I know.
You go around poking. You find a couple of deep chasms, or not chasms, but a couple of deep caves that don't have anything in them, but seem to have just been carved out for some reason. And then in one of them, you do find a pile of like humanoid bones,
Oh,
as well as like bones of creatures who may not have gotten away. Some of which are very yellowed with age, and some are maybe a few weeks old.
but
So-
it's just bones. They don't have any clothes or anything on them.
No, it's quite
Or identifying features.
no, it's quite possible that the dragon just kind of ate them because it felt like it, and just threw the bones there when it was done.
Gotcha.
Because as an undead thing, it probably didn't need to eat, and may have just done so to be scary.
Fair. Fair. All right.
But
I
yeah,
didn't see
all of that probably takes you another like half an hour.
Cool. Was Spoot, were you identifying while I was wandering around the scary old lair by myself?
I think so. I'll start with the big one.
Ritually, or are you using a spell slot?
Ritually,
Okay.
but burning through the spell slots.
Okay, cool. So you cast Identify on the center piece. And what you get is
an explosion.
You get an understanding that this was once a very powerful magical emerald that was called the Heart of the Forest, or the Heart of Oaks, I guess. It was called the Heart of Oaks. However, when you know from Lychee's story that it was stolen by Ziniondu the Ragefire, and you get the information from the Heart of Oaks that it was shattered when the dragon was struck by a
Giant ape.
No. Take 10 psychic damage. Every time you interrupt me, Olive's going to take 10 psychic damage. I'm serious. You get the sense that when the dragon stole it, it was struck by a yellow bolt of lightning, and it shattered the emerald, and then it was somehow embedded in the dragon and became linked to it. And you get the sense that this center emerald, as you hold it in your hand, you see a very small kind of flickering black flame in the center of it. And you think there is something dark to this larger emerald. And as you finish casting the Identify spell, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, shit. 22.
Okay. You remember all of this information, Spoot. And you realize that what you hold in your hand is what was once the Heart of Oaks. This largest fragment is now the phylactery of Ziniondu the Ragefire.
Oh, shit.
Phylactery. Gonna have to look that one up.
Yep.
Smash it!
Wait, what did you say?
Smash it!
I still don't know what you said.
He's too excited.
Based on the Identify spell, Spoot, I'd like you to make an Arcana check with advantage.
Oh my god. do your thing.
Can I use my special ability?
If you have any uses of your Channel Divinity left, yeah.
Oh, does Know the Truth count as Channel Divinity?
I believe it does if you check it. Or is it just equal to proficiency bonus?
I think it's just I think it's equal to proficient. Let me double check, because if my
Okay,
proficiency
then
is
yes. Yeah.
4.
Yeah, if you have uses of it
Yeah.
left, you can use it.
Copy. Okay, I do.
Okay, great.
All right, I just clicked it, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to add my Wisdom mod, so I will add that to... I'll roll Arcana and then add it.
Yep.
Oh, God. Okay, 12 plus... What is the extra? Plus 4.
So
16?
16 Arcana check.
And I got to run and get food. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
All right, well, we'll find out what Spoot learns when he returns from being fed.
I'm gonna cry.
Meanwhile, Defect, what are you up to as Spoot is like playing with this big piece of emerald he's got?
Probably just keeping an eye out for any danger, if any more Cinderfolk are coming.
Great, make a perception check. Are you like staying near the light, or are you like in the dark?
Am I
A
staying
mess.
near the light? Yeah, I guess somewhat close to the light, yeah.
Okay. Then just make a perception check.
Yep. There it is, 18.
Okay, yeah, looking out for these first 10 minutes while Olive is off in the dark and Spoot is playing with this big emerald chunk, you don't get the sense of anything like immediately approaching on you. You hear Olive like kind of muttering to herself a little bit farther down the cave, but it's nothing too egregious.
Okay.
So Spoot, with a 16 Arcana check, what you would know is that a phylactery is what very powerful magic users, like wizards, will create in order to house their soul in the event that they die, so that they can somehow come back to life.
Smash!
Spoot's like, don't want to hold this anymore. Don't want to give it to anyone. What do I do?
Why don't you want to hold it?
I don't know. I've never held a soul in my hand.
That's a soul?
Oh, I didn't say any of this out loud. Sorry, I was
Oh.
emoting. I was emoting.
So can we send it to the astral sea?
I don't know. I don't know. Spoot's gonna
Yeet.
Spoot's gonna say, I need to study this again tonight, and I'm just gonna. This one's not going in the treasure hoard yet. There's something else about this. I'm gonna keep it on my person for now, and I'm gonna put it in one of my pockets.
Okay.
What's wrong with it?
There's something magical about it that I can't quite work out. I think
What you
after
mean?
it seems to have some sort of dark energy about it. Once we're settled at a camp somewhere safe, I think we should all take another look at it and
Well, if there's something dark about it, we should just get rid of it, no?
I don't know if just casting it out where it could be picked up by someone else is such a good idea. I agree that maybe getting rid of it is a good call, but perhaps we should discuss how we should do that. I have an old friend I would like to talk to about this. I'll have to send him a message later when we have some time.
We can't just break it?
I don't think so.
Dump it in the astral sea?
Oh, that sounds
I
like a
don't
fun
know.
idea.
I'm not gonna do anything until I get some more advice on this, so that's going in my pocket.
Well, hopefully nothing wrong goes in
I
the
hope it
meantime.
doesn't do anything in your pocket.
Well, I guess we'll find out, but I'll take the risk. And at some point, while we're like, if we're leaving or if we're going to camp or whatever, at some point, Spoot would like to try to send a message to Seda. But I'll time that out depending on
Mhm.
what the party decides to do.
All right, should we
We
get out of here?
You can't
Okay.
do that now.
I mean, I can. I'm just basically trying to turn it over to someone else if they want to discuss with the DM what they're wanting to do, so it's not the Spoot hour.
Break it.
I mean, so you have discovered what the large chunk of emerald is. You still have these two other chunks. Are you going to identify them?
Yeah, I mean, if people are still out and about, or if I...
Yeah, Olive is still off investigating the cave.
I'm
Okay.
prestidigitationing and myself clean.
Nereus is making himself look pretty.
Yes.
Yeah, if I've got time, I'll keep identifying the other two. And
Yeah,
might as well get it all out
the next
before
one, the next one you identify, used to be a part of the Heart of Oaks and is now a non-magical chunk of emerald.
Oh.
I'll say this one's treasure, and I'll put it in the treasure pile.
You get the same result from the third when you cast Identify on it.
And I'll do the same with the third.
Yep. You don't know really much about jewels, Spoot, so you don't know if they have value now that they're like shattered and broken. But they're not tiny bits of emerald, so they probably have some value.
I bet Greg would like to hold on to these. They seem to have a pretty good knack for trading these for gold. I don't know. Whatever you do.
Didn't someone have something that needed gem dust? Or did I make that up?
There's probably... I know, I have so many new spells that require components that I haven't looked at yet, so yeah, probably.
Yep. And you would know the art of like grinding a gemstone to dust fine enough and in high enough quality is a very labor-intensive process. It's not something you just do.
What?
Sounds about right.
Olive would know lots about that, having spent some quality time grinding glass.
Yeah, you've had some experience.
With your teeth.
So you finish this third identification. Olive comes back with her knowledge of what is in the lair. What do you do?
I think we get out of here, guys. There might be a fight waiting for us on the way out, and it's not going to get better the longer we wait.
Do you wanna
Right,
rest here? Do you think it's safe?
Well, I can't get anything back from resting again.
No, like a long rest. Do you think it's safe to spend the night in here, or is it too risky?
I would
If we're
rather not,
trapped.
personally.
Yeah, you have noticed that like while like it's slowly cooling, standing in one place for too long still begins to burn the soles of your feet. So if you
Yeah.
were to like lay down here for like an hour, you'd probably get burned.
Oh, okay. I really wish I
Maybe on the way out, Spoot, you can contact your friend.
think that's a good idea, provided we don't think. Let's. Well, how long do we think the journey out will be? So if it's like longer than
I think
2
it took
minutes.
us like 10 minutes to get down.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Yeah.
plenty of time to contact them without, hopefully, without being ambushed. I shouldn't say that.
Okay, so you begin to head out. You gather up all your stuff. You head out. As soon as you go through that large, that big first cavern that you came through, once you got down here, you see before you a blockade of cinderfolk. You see one with a large, tall staff, and then a good 30 more behind them.
How close together are they? Like, packed up?
They are kind of spread like in like a massive long wall. Like they have set themselves up to be a blockade.
Inside
and
check.
and if
In-
yeah, make an
in the
insight
tunnel?
check, Spoot. No, in front of the tunnel, but in the cavern.
I see.
I'm gonna guidance this. I want extra juice.
And you'll need it.
I'm not really sure it will matter.
So, even though you rolled a 13 with all that, you still rolled a natural 1. So Spoot, it's very hard for you to get a read on these undead creatures who you honestly haven't interacted very much with.
That's fair.
But you do realize that they are just standing there. They are not instantly attacking you.
I'm gonna say, wait, guys. Maybe we don't have to fight. And if they do, I can try to turn undead and see if I can get all of them.
I would rather not fight again.
Yeah.
Hello, how are you?
You call this out, Nereus. The one with the staff, who appears to have a more feminine body, kind of steps forward a little bit. So, you have slain the rage fire.
Yes.
You are more powerful than anticipated. However, I believe that if we wanted to, we could destroy you now.
But do you want to?
The figure kind of like looks beyond you into the depths of the cavern. For centuries since we have come to be, we have honored the rage fire. And so we honored its request to guard itself against would-be intruders. However, it appears we have failed in that duty.
Oof, Jesus.
Be gone from the Embering Elms. We care not for your presence. We care only for our own designs.
That's fair. Are you all gonna leave us alone as we leave the forest completely? Because we've had some run-ins with your compatriots when walking about.
Those we can reach will know. Those who are out gathering materials will know as soon as they return. I suggest, if you do not want any difficulties, that you move quickly and carefully through the Embering Elms.
That's greatly appreciated. Do you have a name or something I could mention if we run into any of them? Like, go speak to this person? Or I assume I don't know what you go by. Cinderfolk?
My name is unimportant. All
Do you have a
Cinderfolk,
title?
all of us Cinderfolk give homage to Baron Hosk. And Baron Hosk has decreed that without the rage fire, we no longer hold its grudges.
Okay, so
We
if
have
we
more
want-
important things to attend.
No, I get that. But now, so if we run into anybody, if we say that go speak to Baron Hosk, they might listen.
Perhaps.
Well,
Who is Baron Hosk?
I don't know. I don't care. We should all go if they're gonna let us go.
Do you
Fair
ask?
enough.
Do you ask?
I mean, I said it out loud. I don't know if they heard me.
What did you ask? Sorry, I missed it.
Who is Baron Hosk?
Baron Hosk is the leader of the Cinderfolk.
Good enough for me. Is that good enough for you?
I suppose.
I think we should take these nice people's suggestions and get out of here.
Let's get the hell out.
I would suggest you leave our borders as soon as possible, lest we change our minds and consider you of more import.
Sounds good. We're gonna. Which way are we going? North? South?
We're going back to the cabin.
They
Yeah.
said their borders. If we have to go over the forest, that'd be within their borders again.
I think we can start moving and talk about.
Well, the cabin
Yeah.
is outside the borders of the
Yeah.
Embering Elves.
Yeah, but it was to the south, and the original plan was to go north.
I think we should go back to the fox.
That's within
Inside the forest.
Yeah, we should just go.
No shit.
Yeah,
Just-
I think we should head back to the cabin because that's a safe place to spend the night.
But that's
Yeah,
to the-
you can decide where you want to go. They're just being like, get the fuck out of our
Yeah,
get the fuck
I'm
out
saying
of our
we-
yard.
Let's just leave and we can talk about it as we're walking. Bye.
She steps aside to allow you egress. And the variety of other Cinderfolk, some of whom are those large ones with those like double kind of sharpened arms, step aside and they allow you to exit. Spoot, go ahead, make an insight check as you walk by.
Amazing. Sorry. 16. Damn.
With a 16, you get that the individual who's been speaking to you has been following the orders she's been given, but she kind of wants to kill you all, and you get the sense that, like, you know that the Cinderfolk, when they kill people, they rise up as more Cinderfolk in this area. So you get the sense that she thinks adding your strength to their numbers would be beneficial, and she is doing this because she has been ordered to do so.
Yeah, we should make haste. The Spoot's gonna walk as fast as faster than he normally does.
You all begin the climb out, and after a while, you emerge into the hazy, hot, but cooler than it was, surface. It's cooler up here than it was down in the lair itself.
Right.
But it's still over 100 degrees here. You do notice that the flaming infernos of trees that were like perpetually burning have died down a little bit, but they're still raging.
Are we flying out of here, guys?
Yeah.
I don't have much magic left. I can transform one more time.
That'll get us far. Fast.
One
Can't believe-
time will
Far
get
away
us
from
most.
them.
Will get us most of the way out, but not all the way out, going toward the cabin.
Okay, I mean, if you don't think we need to save it for a possible fight, that's fine.
No way of knowing.
Yeah, no way of knowing.
Just keep moving. I mean, if they're not going to attack us, then we shouldn't have to worry about fighting anything. Hope in theory.
Alright.
Let's just keep moving for now. If we see something, then we'll.
I
deal
think
with
it took me 2 changes to get out of here, to get from here back to the outside the forest.
Well, Boot, you
Last
ready?
time.
If you move directly south, it might be quicker because you kind of went southeast to get out because the cabin is southeast.
Right, but if we fly due south, and then we'll be outside the borders, and we can consider modes of travel again.
It's up to you.
Did we say we're going back to the cabin, or are we going to try to head north since that was our next destination?
I would say north, because why go south to then head back up north?
Yeah, then we'd end up going around the forest. Here we have a chance to get straight out.
Yeah, none of you how far north you need to go, by the way.
Right.
I mean,
South
we
is
could just start
known.
heading.
We know
Yeah,
how to-
but then we'd have to fly back into the forest, change multiple times.
Is the forest that big?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
very
an
big.
expansive
Mhm.
area.
We should just vote, right? We don't do that enough.
Sure.
2 votes north, 1 vote south. Defect is the tiebreaker.
I'm sorry. South is the cabin, right?
Yeah.
Because the cabin, north is the original destination.
But unknown how far.
Right.
Maybe
and-
like wasting a lot of magic and stuff like that to then fly back over the forest again.
We also have
Right.
the tent, so I don't think that we need the cabin per se, because we have the tent. As
Okay,
long as we
you're
find-
right. Then
Sure.
let's just continue north.
Okay.
Onward to the next adventure.
All right. Are
Hey,
we
you
flying
die.
north?
If we die, we all have a beer.
Okay, just refresh my memory. What is your objective in going north? Because Jared forgets.
So does
Can
Matt.
we have a map?
Yeah. Can we have the map of Nuuli back?
Yeah.
So I thought we wanted to go east from here. Right. We're headed for the Barricades, aren't we?
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
so
you're
that-
right. It is northeast. You're right.
It would be northeast, but I mean, it beats going then south, then back up north.
I don't
Right.
know
We
what
were
our-
avoiding going to Winton because Greg doesn't want to go there, but there were some compelling reasons to go there, weren't there?
I
It
think
was
we missed-
a
There was.
possible gem thing.
Make.
We
I
don't
would.
know
I
if
would.
it's
I would
still
like you
there.
all to make history checks.
I remember. I think we missed out on the chance in Winton, but I was. Maybe I should have done.
No, it was Laurenton was already stolen. Winton, we don't know, but it's been like over a week.
It was probably too late by the time I met the party.
Right.
Winton, you saw a bunch of injured people with tattooed black hands limping their way, moving very slowly towards Winton.
That I didn't realize probably came from the direction of the forest, because we found a similar black hand.
You found a severed, tattooed black hand.
Yeah. 25, by the way. I don't know if that was you were answering my 25 or not.
Nope, Spoot. As your friends talk about the barricades, actually, Spoot, you weren't there for this conversation, so you don't make this history check.
Well, damn.
I got a 16.
Okay. Olive, with a 16 on his history check, you remember being told something about the barricades. That the rumor you heard from the elf back in Tiri Ethal, when you were in the tree, that there were descendants of one of Adis's tribes rumored to live there somewhere.
Right.
Which is not a gem-related thing.
The next gem was the
Ah.
fertile melts.
Ah. Okay. So it's
Yeah, I
the
think
fertile melt. Oh no, or Barteria, which is that little island off the coast. There's one there too.
Yeah, so fertile melts would be the closest.
Yes, if we're not going, unless we're going to Winton, which we think we missed the boat there. We also didn't find a shard in the Embering Elms. I bet this Baron dude has it.
we found the severed black hand from those people that me and Spoot passed. So
Right.
in the area where that bow supposedly was with a possible shard.
Right.
So somebody has it.
And based on your history check, you also know that the Fertile Melts was also not a location given to you about a shard item.
What was in the fertile? Oh, more tribes. Oh wait, was it Bartaria that had the possible shard? So we'd have to go that way.
Yeah, it's
Probably have to go-
Bartaria. Bartaria, and then the Pacifist Glacier, which is way north. But the Lord and Barterer in Bartaria
I think they had a shard.
has a drain shard. We think. All right. Are we flying north, or are we walking north?
I'd say fly, get some distance.
Seems like a good idea to me. All right, Defect, you're an eagle.
Ready.
Eagle.
Olive's an eagle.
All right. There are... So who's transforming into an eagle? Defect, Olive, and Nearest, who are you turning into an eagle?
Because he's too heavy to carry.
Great.
Yep.
You all become eagles. You fly off.
Scoop up our friends and fly off.
Yep. You fly. You cover a good day, or most of a day. You probably leave around midday after all of the stuff that went on this morning with the dragon and a couple of scrapes you got yourselves into. So by the time the sun begins to set, you are still over the Embering Elms.
Well, we tried.
You figure you got about 20 to 30 miles. Actually, you probably got about 15 to 20 miles because you didn't take the whole day to go flying.
Right. But that's better than what we would have done walking.
Yeah. So in that,
So we look.
actually that takes you an hour because polymorph only lasts an hour. So in that hour, you cover a good 15 to 20 miles.
Yeah, and we look for a not engulfed in flames place to land.
Yeah, that's easy enough to find. You can continue traveling for another 6 hours or so.
I think we should keep walking.
In which case, go ahead and make a survival check. Cool. So a 15.
Should I assist?
Well, it's already happened. So a 15. You'd know which way north is, so you can travel that way. You do not get lost or anything like that. Just let me check one thing really quick. Okay. Everybody go ahead. Just make perception checks as you travel for me, because who knows?
Oof.
My best skill.
What'd y'all get?
12.
9.
Oh yeah, could you have called Seda while we were walking up
19?
the tunnel?
Paduk rolled a 20. A dirty 20.
Great. King Cosmasi, welcome in. No worries about being late. Traffic's a thing. We all understand. Great. So this is as Defect, not as a giant eagle, right?
Oh no, sorry, that was as an eagle. As Defect.
Yeah, because you've ceased being an eagle now.
Yeah, nat 1.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at the dirt.
it is a hard road to go here. Paduk does hear some very large crashing, though.
Oh, good. I would assume he would tell us that.
Oh yeah, he does.
He might be a little bitter about being burnt to a crisp. If we have the time, though, Jared, I would at some point, whenever is convenient and some of our walking, like to make those at least one sending to.
Yeah, go ahead. What is a sending that you would want to send to Seda?
How to keep this short? We killed an undead dragon. I now have his phylactery. I don't know what to do with it.
You hear back very quickly, almost immediately, in fact. If you have an undead lich's phylactery, whatever you do, do not leave it where innocents could find it.
Good, good. We have done that so far. That was not a response, by the way.
Yeah. With his last couple of words, he says, "They are dangerous, but can be destroyed."
How?
Cool.
Then you get a sending from him.
That's what I was hoping.
Yeah. Every phylactery is different and requires careful research to understand and learn secrets about. To destroy one is not easy, and one must be careful to be on guard when near it.
Spoot responds. Can I send it to you? Is that safer?
Uh,
I don't know how to destroy this thing, dude. I didn't say
no,
that.
he messages you, or he sendings you. I would not want to keep such a thing here in a metropolitan area.
I think we dump it in the astral sea.
Oh, the consequences.
Oh my.
You have a response that you can make to him.
I'm speechless. Spoot will say, understandable. I am holding on to it currently, and will pray about it tonight.
You get one more sending, which is his last one. Do not leave it unattended. If any creature finds it, it could be disastrous.
Oh, God.
You are the most likely to be able to resist its urges, as a follower of a good aligned deity.
Great, great. Spoot will now be known as Frodo henceforth.
Yes. Unfortunately, I think we took it from Mount Doom, so...
Okay. This is grave news. Spoot will keep this to himself until we get to a safe place and he can discuss it with the party.
Yeah.
Ooh, buddy.
All right, cool. Yeah, so that's what you get during your conversations with Seda. So you are all traveling along, And Paduk lets you know that there is this large crashing noise up ahead.
Can we hide?
Yeah, make stealth checks.
Guidance.
Nice. Okay. 18 for defect.
Dirty 20.
Pretty 20 for all of 2.
10.
Do we have to roll for Greg and Paduk or no?
16 for Paduk.
I feel like Greg probably has a passive stealth at this point.
I think Greg has +6, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have their character sheet.
Yeah, who actually, we never answered that. Who is running, who is, what's the word we use?
Who's in charge of Greg?
Jaegering?
Jaegering. He's Jaegering Greg during this ensuing battle.
I imagine if a battle does occur that Mike will run
Yeah, I can
run
do it.
Grig because he has before.
That'd be my honor.
Do you have their character sheet?
No, I don't have the character sheet here. There it is.
Yeah, you're fine. So, based on your stealth checks, you are able to hide away and kind of duck down behind a couple of fallen rocks, behind some like particularly thick trees and raging inferno kind of areas, some rocks and bramble. And you see 3 of those larger cinder folk just kind of tromp through the area that you are in, their heads kind of turning and looking for something, and then they pass through without finding you.
God.
They seem to be heading kind of northwest, so...
All right, then. Shall we continue on and maybe veer slightly east? Just to put some space between us and them?
Yeah.
Like north,
Yes.
north, but slightly east of north?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you do so. You go the rest of the night, and it begins to get dark, even though it's always kind of lit here because of the smoldering fires that are persistent in the area.
All right, can we look for a sheltered place to put up the tent?
Yeah, make a survival check.
You want advantage?
Sure. 26.
Yeah, you find a pile of rocks that it looks like one of them is kind of loose. And King Cosmasi has rejoined the party and subbed. Thank you for 2 months, King Cosmasi. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Great. So yeah, you find this bunch of rocks and you see that one of them is like fallen in front of the others in a way. And you're pretty sure that if you can move that rock, then like you'll have like a little recess that you could all maybe sneak into.
Dang, I have a spell for this too.
You also have a defect.
I was going to say,
a defect.
defect? Can you move this rock if we help?
Gosh. Thought you'd never ask.
Yeah, defect. You are able to like, and just with minimal effort on your friend's part, you doing most of the work. You kind of like roll the rock to one side, and there's a good like 20-foot like circle within these other boulders that have kind of formed. It's not quite like a hut, but it's like a big pile of rocks fell here like in ancient times past, probably from the breaking, and just kind of landed on top of each other in such a way to make a little hollow here.
Look at... You do have strong arms, Defect.
It's about time you noticed, Nereus.
I noticed with the throw and all the axe swinging, but that was
Insight check.
impressive.
Go ahead, make an insight check, and Nereus, go ahead, roll either a.
I have to roll?
What? Well, Spoot rolls a 22 insight. What, Nereus? What do you think Spoot gathers from you with a 22 insight check?
Nereus is impressed, but also trying to inflate Defect's ego.
It's working.
Spoot just kind of goes.
Defect still just like walks around like this a bit, just arms akimbo.
Does this a lot.
Spoot's just like,
Defect's like, I'll go get this rock over here.
Is this rock in the way? No, Spoot.
I think I'm gonna go lay in that
This rock,
spot.
the one you're talking about? Glorious. So you seem to have found a little like hidey hole, and Defect, you can roll the rock back into place if you are so inclined. So you all have a little area, like it's warm in this area, so you don't have to worry about like cold weather setting in.
No.
How warm is it?
What?
It's warm.
Uncomfortably warm, I believe.
Is it still uncomfortable?
It's less uncomfortable. It's getting down to about 100 degrees, 98 to 100 degrees where you are now.
How much room do we have in this? You said, is it like 20
20
foot?
feet.
It's like a
Total?
20 foot. It's like a 20 foot. Like, it's not quite a perfect circle, but it's a 20 foot circle.
20
Diameter?
diameter?
Diameter. So
Okay.
so there's enough room for you all to like lay out and like have room, but fairly close quarters.
Don't worry. Once I'm in my shell, that saves about a foot in either direction of me.
Just gonna, when I pour some water, just gonna like prestidigitation it and make it ice water.
Yeah, you plunk plunk, make a couple little ice cubes for yourself.
It's a very cool spell.
Oh, it comes in so much handy.
Yeah. So as you all kind of like go about starting to get settled in for the evening, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break here. And when we come back, we will see what you all do next.
Great.
Yeah. It'll give you all a chance to think about what, if anything, you may want to discuss or whatnot. So we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen, in 5 minutes. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Thank you, King Kazmazi. Thank you, G. Ryan. Thank you, I've Got It, for being active in chat. We're going to take a quick bio break. We will be back in 5 minutes. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. We are back. Thanks for hanging with us while we took a short rest. So, indeed, you have all kind of sequestered yourself in this little stone hut for the evening. As you go about setting yourselves up, you did find a couple of items that Spoot could take the time to identify in the safety of this area.
Mhm.
Or whoever wants to and has the ability to do so could do.
I'm happy to. As a ritual.
Yeah.
I can do nothing of the
There's-
sort, so.
There's this dagger and then this quiver of arrows that Nereus found in the dragon hoard, and then 6 potions.
Oof,
If
that's
only
good.
we still had an archer.
Hang on, let me see. Just for sake of time, I think I can do some of those with spell slots. I can do 3 of those with spell slots, and the other 3
Yeah.
can be ritual.
And Nereus did do a decent arcana check on them. And he didn't find anything on, like, he didn't find any runes or anything on the quiver, but he did notice something about the arrows. And he noticed something about the dagger.
Can Olive look at the arrows and determine if they're all of the same mark?
They do, yeah.
Okay. So we only need to identify one of them.
Could you imagine 20?
I didn't think about that. Oh my god. This one is not magic. This one is not magic.
This one explodes on contact.
Don't mix them up.
So, Spoot, what are you going to do or identify first? And meanwhile, what is the rest of the group going to do?
Cook dinner.
Okay.
Or
While Spoot
pair
is
dinner.
doing the first 3 with spell slots, because I think that would free him up to have a conversation, he's
Absolutely.
gonna talk to Nereus.
Okay. What is the first thing you want to identify?
Whatever Nereus hands me first, honestly.
A
Dagger.
Greg has them.
Oh, the dagger.
It is a +1 dagger.
This is not magical. I'm just kidding. I guess technically that's not magical, is it?
No, it's
It is.
decidedly magical.
Definitely magical.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of. Never mind. Greg, this is a +1 dagger. I don't remember if you use daggers, but this could be useful.
I think
everybody
I
can
think
use it.
anyone can use a
Yeah.
dagger.
Yeah, I guess Adis was the dagger person. Does someone want to add that to Greg's inventory, or should I keep note of it?
Yeah.
Identified. I can make a note also.
I'll do
Since
that.
I'm identifying. Redundancy doesn't hurt.
No.
+1 dagger.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
do you
I mean,
what,
Olive's
what do you
carrying a
do
couple of
next?
daggers, but
The arrows.
You realize that each of these arrows is identical to one another, and you identify the whole lot of them. It only takes 1 spell slot because they're all like a thing. And they are all +1 arrows. So they're +1 ammunition is what they are.
fancy.
Nice. 20 of those. Okay.
10 of those.
10 of those.
Oops. 10 of those. And they're +2, right?
Yeah.
I heard Vorpal arrows.
There's some psychic damage incoming if I keep it up. Okay.
No, Spoot and Nereus, your intelligence drops to 1.
It's not very high to begin with. Does identify still work?
No,
What is
no,
this?
we don't even know how to speak anymore.
I don't know. Does anyone still with the party have a proficiency with the bows and arrows? Have an archery proficiency?
Spoot just like uses it as a fork.
Olive definitely doesn't.
We got
No.
just one chopsticks.
Throw it like
What is
darts.
your third item you would like to identify?
I've kind of forgotten what the rest of them were, to be
There's
honest.
just 6 potions.
6 potions.
4 of them looked, or 2 of them are fancy.
Yeah.
So
Let's
I'm
start-
assuming you only have to identify 2 total.
I don't know. Let's start with a fancy one. And while I'm doing this, I'll think of some things to ask Nereus.
Yeah. So with your third spell slot, in the fancy bottle, you identify a potion of greater healing.
And the other fancy one is a potion of poison.
And I'm red-green colorblind. Okay, I'll do the next one. I'm now doing ritual, so before I start the next one, I should maybe ask a few questions to Nereus if I can get some things out. Something along the lines of, Nereus, you have some very interesting spells. I don't really know quite if this is rude or not, but do you mind if I ask what you practice? What is your specialty?
Magic.
Magic, yeah. Just, I mean, how did you study magic?
No. It just came to me inherently.
Now, would Spoot... Sorry. I'm eating red bean ice cream. Would Spoot know that, like, someone that inherently can cast magic is a insert class here, or...
I would say that Spoot has heard of people who are able to, like, tap into magic in various ways naturally.
So that's very interesting. So there's no... You don't follow a god of any kind, or anything?
Particularly.
Not particularly. Are you interested? We're always looking for new recruits, and none of the rest of this party qualifies, if I'm being honest.
No, I'm good. Yeah.
Fair enough. I promise it's not a particularly demanding deity to follow. There's no
Were your parents also magical?
No. I mean, my mother Joy, she has some sort of lineage, but Jared, was she able to use magic?
Not particularly. She wasn't trained in anything.
Okay. Yeah, no. She just had a different lineage. She was tiefling.
Oh. I don't know if I know what that is either.
Olive knows what that
You
is.
have met tieflings.
That's true, but like, do I know anything about them other than their appearance?
Make a nature or a history check.
Oh, either or.
What'd you get?
19, sorry.
So with
You
a
both rolled a nat one as the other one.
with it.
I got an 18.
Okay,
We both rolled
yeah, with an 18 and a 19, tieflings are individuals who either have a family member at some point in their lineage who either was a being of the lower planes, or perhaps was influenced by an entity of the lower planes, or was in the area where, like, the lower planes had an influence. It doesn't mean, despite you with those roles, you know that despite what some people would like you to believe, it doesn't mean that they are inherently evil individuals. Their birth was just affected in some way by entities from the lower planes.
Spootcast turn undead.
And actually, I will say that with a 19, Spoot, you've heard a little bit about how tieflings are born and when, like, they have children. When a tiefling has a child, it's always another tiefling.
Horns?
Mm-hmm.
He's got a thing on his head, doesn't he?
A variety of horns, a variety of skin tones, tails.
No. Does Nereus have horns?
Not that you've seen.
You have a thing on your head, don't you?
A thing?
You've been wearing a hat. Have you been wearing a hat?
It's a hood, but it got blown off during flying.
Yeah, like, it has definitely, like, been pushed back, and you've seen his hair. Like, he's a handsome guy. He's got one scar on the side of his face, but other than that.
But he doesn't have any visible horns.
No.
That's okay, Nereus.
But you don't know that anyway. Only Spoot does.
I understand enough about tieflings to know.
I mean,
You
I
don't
have looked at him. I'm just trying to
No,
figure out
I mean you don't know that tieflings always give birth to other tieflings.
Right.
Only Spoot knows that.
Correct. Fair.
We obviously are a
Having-
mixed bunch ourselves, so we definitely don't discriminate against.
Having heard the word tiefling, Olive would have thought about whether or not he had horns, whether or not she knew anything about.
But Olive is polite enough not to ask, right?
I don't know.
You do what you want. Spoot's not going to ask. What else is Spoot going to ask before he runs out of spell slots and has to start ritual casting? I can't think of anything right now. I guess I'll have to start ritual casting. Oh. Nope. Blank.
Yeah, he's told you his mother's a tiefling. He's not particularly religious, and you see these tattoos, slow and strange symbols, kind of moving about. Although, Spoot, you did notice the tattoo on his back before. That tattoo never moves. That kind of weird geometry, weird kind of amorphous, multi-dark hued tattoo never moves. But the other ones do.
And that, we decided that was nothing. It's not like a language, a rune, a symbol that I would recognize, right? It's just
Not
like
that you recognize. No.
Fair enough. Well, it's very interesting. I think we all have some pretty colorful backgrounds. Sorry if that's prying too much.
No, you all are, I mean, quite the motley crew. I'm covered in tattoos.
I'm sure if given enough time, Greg will inquire further about those.
Probably rudely.
Maybe
Why
today's.
this evening?
Well, we've had a long day. I can understand.
Greg is
But-
busy kind of like one hand in their bag of holding, kind of counting out coins and then putting them back in.
Muttering to themselves.
Sounds about right.
They're also Nereus. Actually, this is a good thing to point out. They're also like speaking at a book that they have opened up. It's like a journal, and they are they are speaking, and they are telling the book everything that happened to them today. And you see that the book is filling up with words as they are speaking.
It's a magical diary. Interesting.
At this point, Spoot is ritual casting, so he can speak no further.
Yeah. So you do a ritual identify on one of the
next fancy potion?
the next fancy potion. It's another
Yeah.
potion of greater healing.
Oh, okay. I guess I have to do all these individually.
It's up to you.
I mean, if they look the same, I don't assume you have to keep doing it to all of them.
I don't know. Do I?
It's up to you.
I mean,
You could
Oh, you
also
have-
save some of them for another evening.
What? Well, I've already done that one, so what's done is done. What's the next one? I'll do at least one more.
There are 4 potions in plainer looking bottles.
And they look more or less the same.
Yeah. The bottles are fairly nondescript.
I love that we keep carrying these things around, yet we don't use any of them.
One day.
Anyway, yeah, we'll just have so many. I'll be like, I'm out of spell slots, and I'll just start throwing them at people. Yeah, I'll do one of the other ones.
All right. Another 10 minutes goes by. It is a regular healing potion.
great. And that's all we have other than this dragon tooth that Olive is carrying around.
With the dragon plaque.
Yes, complete with dragon.
Yeah.
Tartar.
And like now that Olive has it and you've like removed yourselves from the lair, like you all smell like it smells bad.
Can I see that really quick?
Sure, Olive will hand it to Nereus and also light some incense.
Which also smells vile.
Oh.
But I like it, so I feel better.
It's like this weird combination of like skunk musk and deep mushrooms and like kind of a rotten like seaweed. It is.
Oh, that's much better.
It is not appealing.
This stuff again?
The incense, I've been carrying it since the beginning of the campaign.
Yeah, I think you need to throw it out. It's bad.
Oh no, I think this is much better.
I think
It's
this
freshening the air.
I think it expired.
I'm going
For whatever
to...
reason, to all of it smells pleasant.
Yeah, I think this is way better than the stink of dragon mouth.
Is that something you can
I
insight?
think
Does
this
she have a?
cheese- I
Yeah,
think
make an
this
insight
cheese smells
check.
better.
I can't. Could I argue a passive on this since I know Oliver? Or is it this specific situation doesn't warrant?
Yeah, like with your passive insight, Olive fully believes that this vile aroma smells pleasant.
Maybe this is a half-orc thing. Do you smell different things than we do?
I mean, I smell better than you do.
I mean, I suppose I can't
I think
argue.
it's questionable.
I don't think turtles are particularly known for their sense of smell, but
I'm gonna prestidigitation this dragon tooth clean,
can you do it on the incense?
and then I'm gonna prestidigitation the incense.
Make it a bouquet of roses?
Cool.
I'm gonna put it out.
So you prestidigitate the tooth, and it is clean, but it still smells bad.
I'm gonna make it smell nice.
Okay, for the moment, it smells fairly neutral. Who knows
But
how
like
long?
incense.
Who knows how long it will take?
The incense is snuffed out.
Olive will glare at him.
Yeah, now you know how I feel sniffing that thing.
She's gonna light it again.
I'm gonna snuff it again.
I'm gonna ritual cast one more thing since this is going on.
Yeah, do it.
The next regular looking potion.
It is another healing potion.
Yay!
Regular potion of healing.
Could we argue that after doing 2 of these, I'm starting to see a pattern, or is that not safe?
I mean, if you want to argue that, you can.
You could also save the other 2 for the next long rest.
That's true. I think we
Yes.
should divide these up now that we're all together. So who needs healing potions?
I have 0 healing
And-
potions in my inventory.
Whoever gets the unidentified ones, just notate that you have one of the unidentified ones.
I will keep the unidentified ones. And I technically have some that we found earlier. Or is that what we were... Is this all counting in the same thing?
No, we found some earlier.
Yeah, because I still have those in my...
These were from the dragon horde.
Copy.
It was a small dragon horde, I think.
Wasn't great.
Yeah, and as
He was
you
also not alive.
as you mentioned that, Nereus, you remember back to what Lychee the fox told you all. That Ziniondu originally came to this grove of oaks, as it used to be, or grove of elms rather, to steal the heart of oaks and add it to his hoard. But when he was trapped in the Embering Elms, he was unable to return to his hoard.
Fair.
Which means somewhere out there...
I vote we abandon this whole quest and look for the horde.
Do you have any idea where we'd find it?
No,
All right then.
but it sounds nice.
I have a feeling that Greg would agree with you.
Olive will take a healing potion. She is not carrying any.
I will give you a greater healing potion. I will also give the greater healing potion to Defect.
Thank you.
And
Do you mind if I have one of those tinctures?
I will give one of the regular healing potions to Nereus. No offense, Nereus.
None taken. I generally stay away from getting hurt. At least try to.
Fantastic. So you dole all these out.
Which leaves me with 1, and then 2 unidentified that we found with the Day Orb, and 2 unidentified that we found in the Dragon Horde.
Yep.
Or that's total, because then the other ones. Okay.
Yes, you have 4 unidentified.
And in my person, I still have 1 potion of healing regular. No, I have 3. That doesn't seem right.
You apparently have all the healing potions.
Apparently I do. All right, who else needs them? I still
fine.
have a confidently made potion left.
Yeah.
It's listed in my inventory. It's confidently made health
Yeah,
potion.
it's one you made back in Fey Harbor.
And in the description I put, hope it works.
That
All right.
doesn't sound like confidence.
No.
Okay, I'll update my inventory later because I don't feel like doing it right now.
So you
Okay.
disseminate these, and you are all talking, chatting.
I'll take a regular one if you've got extra.
Yeah. I'll give you the other regular one. And then I'll still have 3. Oh, I have 3 of the JP sparkling red potions and 2 unidentified potions. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. You found 3 in the robes of Geriassic Park.
Right. Oh yeah, look at that. 3 red glittery potions.
All right,
Cool.
sorry. I know that's really boring to do all that. I just want to make sure I got it right. Okay, great. Moving on.
Cool.
Before we go to bed, if we all have a moment, Spoot needs to say something.
We have nothing but moment.
You see, Olive, do you still have some of that, do we have any liquor?
Oh yes.
I think this calls for a drink.
Oh wait, no. I don't have it.
Adis is the mushroom liquor.
God damn it. Spoot says an Aquan.
Weren't
was
there
that?
2 bottles? Didn't Greg have a bottle too?
No.
Was there? There were 2 bottles at one point though.
I
No.
bought them.
Ada
But
bought them.
Ada has both of them.
That's okay. Doesn't matter. That was mostly a
Sorry.
joke.
No, I've got
So,
some orcish spices and some very old apples.
Those are probably so bad right now.
Yeah, they're gone. They're done.
Okay, I'm chucking the apples.
Grig has some rice left
Push against the
in a big
rocks.
pot. That's about it.
I have rice and orcish spices.
copy.
That rice is never leaving us.
No. We bought pounds and pounds and pounds of rice.
I
Rice
gonna
never
have
ends.
rations. All right, we have good berries.
We have good berries. They're apple flavored.
I'm gonna eat a good berry.
Great.
Okay, so Spoot's gonna take this time to bring up the sort of uncomfortable news, which is when I identified the bigger emerald, I discovered that it is apparently containing the soul of the Ragefire. After speaking with Seda, he advised me not to leave it unattended, lest it fall into innocent hands. He did not want to take it himself because he thought it too dangerous to send back to a metropolitan area. And he said that it may eventually try to corrupt any of those that are too near it, and that we should probably destroy it, but he didn't tell me how. So I just felt you should all know, and I will keep this on my person until I can figure out what to do with it, because it seems too dangerous to leave somewhere.
You want to throw it into the astral sea?
I fear that that might have bigger consequences also. I'm not confident that that is
I mean,
the
it sounds
best
far
solution.
away.
Sure. I don't understand enough about how the astral planes work to know whether that is just an easy solution instead of the best.
Jared, do I know anything about the astral sea?
Make an Arcana check, Nereus.
Make an ATIS check.
Nope. I can't roll high with anything.
What'd you get?
A 7.
You.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Do I have any sorcery points left?
I don't know.
Limited use. I do. I'm going to expend a sorcery point just to
Okay.
roll again so I have advantage.
All right, go for it.
I think it's advantage or whatever. It's one of them. Nope.
Yeah.
Ooh, up to 9.
Okay.
It was like the digital dice was like on natural 20 and then 9. I was like, fuck.
So, Nereus, with a 9, you know that there are other planes of existence, but you've never really been a book person.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just kind of whatever you've picked up on ships and stuff. Like, you know that people curse the 9 hells, and people, like, say, like, the blessed plains of Bitopia and various other such things. But
Utopia
you don't,
sounds
you
nice.
don't, yeah, you don't know anything specific.
Well, if it corrupts those around it, I don't want it near me. Astral Sea sounds far away, and so I vote to throw it in the Astral Sea.
Hey, Paduk, you're from another plane. Do you know anything about the astral plane?
Paduk can roll an Arcana check.
Can he? What is Arcana? Arcana
Intelligence.
is an intelligence check. He is shockingly not proficient in it.
Could be good.
Oh, and
no.
he got an 8.
The Astral Sea. I know it's infinite, but that's about the best I got. There's another.
Say infinite. That sounds great.
Infinite sounds way better than here on the material plane.
Well, I do know that that's where dead gods go.
Great, they can deal with it.
Let's not do anything hasty. I don't think one day with this thing will kill us. I sure hope not. And
What if it comes back to life?
I don't
Here in our little...
think it can
Stone
that
hut.
easily. Do I have any reason to say that? I don't even know if I know that that's true or not. I don't know how it would. Perhaps if we left it too close to its body, it might find a way back inside.
Yeah, based on your original Arcana roll, you know that it is a soul. The soul of the thing is inside of this gem. Like, it's in there. It's not outside of it. It's in it.
Right. That sounds safe, right?
No.
No.
If Seda said this, whoever
I would like Olive and Nereus to make Arcana checks.
Fuck.
At disadvantage.
Fuck.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. 5.
Okay?
Olive is totally basing this on a gut feeling that this thing bad don't want to eat her near her. Not natural, do not like.
So I don't blame you.
Alright, so let's try this first. Oh wait, shit, I didn't roll. I didn't hit the right button. Here, I'm just gonna click it one more time.
Yeah, that's fine.
With advantage. So I'm assuming whenever it fails, I would like to use my magical guidance again.
Okay, sure. Reroll.
What is it? Yeah, I think this is... That looks like disadvantage. A natural 20 and a 16.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
magical guidance.
Cool.
So,
Olive, you
21
think
and
that if
25.
the soul is trapped in the emerald, it's not going to get out. It's trapped in an emerald.
Okay.
Nereus,
So shut up.
with a soul trapped in an emerald, you don't know much about phylacteries necessarily, but if something is trapped inside something, it usually needs like a very specific way to get out. Like you need a key of some kind. You don't know what the key is or anything like that, but without that key, it's probably in there.
Unless maybe we meet certain terms and conditions that nobody reads. I believe maybe it might be stuck in there, but there's a chance it could get out. Can we maybe make an agreement that if it starts affecting those in the party, we throw it into this astral sea? If it starts to negatively affect any of us. Because if I have to choose between my sanity or corruption over yeeting this emerald into some unknown sea, I choose the sea.
That is fair. I have made a brash decision for the sake of the party before. And while I think that it probably was the best choice, I know that it has had some consequences. So if it seems that we're having adverse effects due to this thing and we don't know what to do with it, I'll just leave until I can find a solution. But for now, I want to sleep on it. Maybe speak to Farlane a bit and see if I can get some insight on this.
Hope you get it soon, because I don't want this thing near me.
Don't like it.
While Nereus sleeps, Spoot slips it underneath his pillow.
That'd be a grave mistake, because I'm not good at wisdom saving throws. And then guess what? You'd have to deal with a corrupted sorcerer.
That'd be pretty wild.
It'd be bad.
It's a
for
word
you.
for it. So who wants to sit first watch?
I will.
Okay.
But if I may start my watch early, I would like to have some moments of prayer and silence inside my shell. Why? We don't have to watch inside this thing, right? We have a rock over it.
Yeah, like you're in like surrounded by rocks. Like there's no opening. Defect rolled the boulder back in front.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
We just have to wait 3 days.
3 days.
3
Yeah,
days.
sorry, it's a religious joke. Anyway,
7 days.
so I'm gonna pray.
What's up, Spoot?
No, I'm gonna pray to Farlane about the whole thing with the gem and just sort of like in my prayers that I do every day, my daily meditation. I will obviously bring that up as like a, I want to do the right thing, but it seems real scary.
Okay, cool. Go ahead, just make a religion check for me. At advantage, because it's your god.
Okay, there it goes. 22. Whew.
All right, cool. So you pray, and you all go to sleep.
Olive's going to sleep with the latch blade under her pillow.
Okay. You all go to sleep. Spoot, as you sleep, you have a dream. But then you realize, and in this dream, what you see is you are back in the library with Agarion. He has just come forth to tell you that he has seen and heard a large, slithering, skeletal form on the floor below. And it immediately comes to your mind that this creature sounds like that horrible Shuzaxa you met in a desert. And you realize this dream is a memory that you've had. And you go with Agaron to check out this thing. And you sneak silently forward and you take a look over the banister. And you see a very familiar form, somehow more solid and secure in itself, even though it is still skeletal. And you hear its muttering. And it mutters, Shuzaxa knew Shuzaxa needed that to get out of here. Shuzaxa has to fulfill the bargain now. As soon as I get this secret they want from this place, I can go to Cragshard. And there give them this red shard they asked for. My deal will be complete, and I will be reformed. This shade asked for strange things, but killing that elf was nothing to Shuzaxa. And the muttering continues, and you pull back. And you and Agarion discuss your plans and decide to make a break for that office with the room, and you remember getting out without incident. And you your memories kind of shift and fade, and suddenly you find yourself on a beach. The tide is coming in low, the stars are up above, and there's a low campfire with a log next to it. What do you do?
Oh, this is the point of the game where the NPC waits for you to talk, and you're like, "Oh, sorry, I stepped away." Walk up to the campfire. Do I see anyone at the campfire?
Looking around, you do not see anyone at the campfire.
I sit on the log.
You sit on the log and look around, and you look into the fire for a moment, and your eyes kind of drift upward again, and on a log that wasn't there before, on the opposite side, you see a familiar silver-skinned woman. Hello, Spoot. Seems like you've been busy.
Never a dull moment, I think.
You have become the Horizon Walker's instrument of choice, I think.
Well, I'm honored. And, well, no, we'll just say honored. I'll try not to wrestle with my confidence just yet.
If he who walks every path has faith in you, you should take that faith into your heart.
This is a very good point. Very wise.
That's what we do here. So, you have concerns about something, I am told.
We do. We just defeated what I think was a great evil, but yet it part of its essence remains with us. And I'm unsure what to do with it to be the safest course of action. I don't even know how to destroy it.
Describe to me this creature and your concerns.
And I'll describe all that I know about the Rage Fire, that it was an undead dragon. I don't know if I know enough about that to know that it was like akin to a lich, but like somehow it came back and its essence is now in this emerald, its soul.
She listens to you and looks at you when you're done. It sounds as though you are in the possession of the phylactery of a dracolich. Be careful with such things. Each is unique. However, dracoliches, especially one that it sounds from your description did not aim to be a dracolich. So its phylactery probably is not as well-rounded as a true lich's would be. Such things have existed before, and each dracolich phylactery that I am aware of has only been able to influence those of a lizard-like physiology. As a turtle, you are amphibious, and therefore have little cause to worry. And I do not believe any of your current companions are dragon folk or lizard folk descended.
Well, there is a new companion. I'm not entirely sure what his full lineage is, but I do not believe it to be that of a dragon. Something from... What is the... Sorry. This is Matt blanking in the word. The Underdogs?
Infernal.
Wherever tieflings come from?
Lower planes.
The lower planes.
Infernal.
If you have an infernally aligned individual in your group now, you should be wary of them. You cannot trust someone who hails from these planes.
Inherently, they're untrustworthy?
If they are from the lower planes, then yes.
I don't know how recent their lineage descended from that, but I'm sure they are definitely a product of...
Do you speak of a tiefling? Not all tieflings are evil.
That's what I thought, and yes, that is... well, I don't know them to be true tiefling, although from what I understand about tieflings, I would be surprised if they were not, given that one of their parents was. Is that not what he told me? Maybe I'm getting it mixed up.
No,
We
that's
just
what
didn't
he
see-
told you.
Yeah.
He said his mother was a tiefling.
Yes, his mother was a tiefling, and while I haven't spotted any horns on this one, my understanding is that that would make him a tiefling.
It is true that once the influence of the Nine Hells reveals itself in a bloodline, they do breed true. However, perhaps more investigation into this matter is warranted. But it is not fair to judge someone based upon the lineage of their ancestors either.
I agree.
If this one is merely descended from someone who was cursed by such a fiend, for example, either of the hells or of the abyss, then they are but a victim. Investigate as you will. You are a wise and intelligent individual. Is this person's heritage of concern to you?
No, not particularly. I think what they choose to do with their life is the only thing that may concern me, whether that be for bad or good. What is their choice to make?
Agreed. What is the fear in your heart that you have trouble voicing, Spoot?
I'm just unsure what to do with this, how to root out this evil that is contained in this gem in a safe manner. And I'm not quite sure who to turn to for it. And I fear carrying it around too long. I fear discarding it, and yeah, I fear trying to destroy it without any knowledge of what I'm doing.
She looks at you with her silvery eyes, which kind of blend seamlessly into her silvery skin. And you see them flash gold for a moment as she kind of lifts her head up. And for a few moments, she says nothing. And then her eyes return to silver, and she stares at you again. Each phylactery is able to be destroyed in a unique method. There are individuals who specialize in such things across the material realm. I believe there is one south of your current location. A very ornery individual. Seek out a mage within 3 towers. That individual may guide you.
A mage within 3 towers. Okay. I'll try to convince the party to join me on this. And I thank her.
She nods.
I think Spook gets a little like, I don't want to ask for too much. So, like, you've already done a lot.
She looks from you into the fire from across the way. And then she looks back at you. Your journey has many travels ahead, Spoot. Many twists and turns down the paths of fate. Fear not the unknown road, for you go with the hand of the Horizon Walker upon your shoulder, and you are never far from his watchful gaze.
That brings me great peace to know that.
Excellent. I have a feeling that when you are fully rested, you will be closer to he who walks every path than you have ever been before. And
then I
with that, she kind of gives a slight smile, and her body fades into the starlight of your vision. And you have a calm, peaceful dream of a night at a beach.
Oh, I do some fishing.
Yeah,
With my net. I have one.
you do.
Very nice.
Meanwhile, Defect. While you are in your rest mode, you are recycling through your memories, as you often do. Your dreaming state is different than everybody else's. You recycle through things you've already been through and have already happened. And you recycle back to a conversation you had in a room in Fay Harbor when no one else was around with an individual a lot like yourself. And you relive that conversation and the questions that arise. And I'd like you to make an insight check. With advantage because you're recycling your own memory.
15.
With a 15, you remember in your conversation with Ambradiosius that you sense something within them as they speak to you. A longing for the connection they once had with you. And a desperate hope that it will return. And disappointment that you seem resistant to it. And you continue recycling through your memories. Olive,
Yes.
as you dream, you see yourself walking through the fields that you helped revitalize back in Southbrook. You are walking with your lovely new staff, carved with olive vines and leaves, and lovingly by the people and master craftspeople at Southbrook.
Southbrook.
You come to the end of a line of crops, the end of a furrow, and something about it calls to you. And you are you are hit with an instinct that you could, if you wanted to, drive the end of your staff into the ground here.
I'll do it.
You smash the staff into the ground and it sinks a foot deep. And the various carvings begin to glow in green from the bottom up, spiraling up, becoming points of light across the staff. The olive leaves and vines begin to glow in artistic renditions of those natural colors. And one by one, the olives begin to form out from being carvings into being actual olives. And you feel like you could reach out and pick one.
I will.
You do so. And you have an olive in your hand. Looks good.
Olives are not for eating.
What?
I will put it in my pocket.
Okay. You put it in your pocket. The staff, the lights return, and you can pick up the staff and continue on in your dream. Nereus, as you sleep, you dream of a storm from your youth. Looking out your window, your family asleep. You always like to watch the storms out the window in the middle of the night. And as it dances across the sea and the ocean outside of Laurenton, you swear that for an instant you see a figure dancing between the lightning strikes. And the rain pours down and splashes your face. And you continue this dream until you all wake up. And you are all awake and you are all level 10.
Woo!
Yes.
Congratulations, everybody. You made it this far.
We're halfway there.
Whoa! We're living. Sorry.
Some of you are living on a prayer.
Spoot is.
That's true.
You'd think by now we'd be more than halfway there, but you know.
How did we level 10 again? I don't even know. The builder?
Yeah,
Yes,
you just
if you-
go in and click
If
up
you
to level
click
10.
on your thing, it will say manage levels.
Oh, so I could be anything.
Yeah.
Great.
You take a level of Pact of the Fiend Warlock. Or no, Pact of the Undead.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened with sleeping with the soul of a dracolich too close to me. I just am like, sensing a change of direction.
All right. So you all wake up. You perform your morning rituals, whatever it is you need to do. Select your spells. Yeah. Do you want to discuss anything in this morning?
I was gonna
Spoot.
Put our hands in our pockets.
There is nothing in there that should not be.
No moldy olive. You would have held on to that olive as long as you held on to those apples.
You don't eat raw olives. They're terrible. They have to be cured.
I would like to point out this was a dream.
So, okay. Sure.
I guess I never thought about that. Raw olives are terrible.
Mm.
I would have eaten it. Anyway, Spoot is going to say pretty early on, and once everyone's awake, that I think we need to go south.
I thought we headed north.
I think we need to take a detour. If you want to join me. I was visited again last night by... I don't know if I've talked about the silver-skinned woman. I had a dream. I'll just say that. I had a dream last night, and I think I've got some clarity on this issue. I was advised to seek out a wizard in 3 towers, I think is what she said. I really hope I took good notes.
Does that ring a bell? Do you know where the 3 towers are?
Do I know where the 3 towers are?
Have I heard of the 3 towers?
Defect, Spoot, and Nereus can all make history checks.
Copy that. 1 sec. I'm leveling up still.
Dream.
I don't know why it took me so long.
Nope.
10.
I am going to use that sorcery
Oof.
point.
History check, I'll be using my...
We're starting out level 10 strong.
Yeah.
Did you roll a
I'll be
natural one?
Yeah.
He did.
Yes, we did.
Excellent.
A 12 is better.
12 is better.
I'll be using Know the Truth.
All right. Go for it. What you got?
Oh, that's too bad it wasn't an advantage. Okay, so that'll be a 15.
Okay.
That was with the...
Defect, you're one person living in 3 towers. That's just dumb.
That is dumb. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, totally.
One guy for 3 towers
Yeah, it's
has to go up and down each tower to clean it.
Maybe he has a lot
Dude.
of house guests.
Probably a stupid human. That's
Good.
what I'm thinking.
Most definitely. Was a wizard. Could be a riddle.
Yeah.
Might not be human.
Might not be.
Definitely human.
Spoot with a what'd you get? A 12? No, Nereus, you got a 12. Nereus with a 12. You've heard of some place called the Three Spires in a city you've been to. It was kind of talked about as like, you know, some wizard lived there, supposed to be kind of a dick.
We'll fit right in.
It was called the Three Spires, and one wizard lived there and had an apprentice in each tower. And you can't quite remember where it was though.
How much room do we have in this boulder cave?
It's a 20-foot diameter, so
Height too?
that's about 8 feet tall. Defect like almost touches the surface.
Nereus is gonna
Spoot.
stand up and start pacing, and just be like, "I heard of that. Where? Which city? Which city? Which city?" And just kind of keep like walking in a circle.
Okay. Spoot, as you kind of think about this a little bit, you haven't been to many cities. Like Red Sand was kind of a big town. Bay Harbor was the closest thing to a city that you've probably been to for any extended period of time. But you did just travel through a pretty active city. That Winton place. And as you left it, you kind of like looked back to kind of take a look at it as you kind of like, you know, just get the panoramic view. And a very distinctive figure in that skyline, for lack of a better term, was 3 tall spires that were like clustered together.
I think it's in Winton, or at least near.
Nereus, as soon as he says that, you know he's right.
Fuck.
Greg, I'm so sorry. Nereus, I'm also so sorry. No one has to go with me, of course. I believe I can still find my way there, but I think that I must do this before this thing, and I'll kind of hold the pouch that's containing the soul of a dracolich in it, gets too dangerous to hold on to.
Well, can't justify letting you go alone. That's just... it's dangerous. It would take you forever.
I appreciate that. You owe us nothing, and we have put you through a lot, but I'm not going to turn away any help. You've been obviously an invaluable asset.
If this thing is dangerous to you, it's going to be all that much more dangerous if you're by yourself.
Well, I was given a little hope in my dream last night that I am hopefully not as easily corruptible as those that might have a lineage that comes from a dragonkin. So as long as none of us in the party meet that criteria, I think that we're all probably a little better off.
Anyone here related to Dragonborn or Dragonkin?
This is when Nereus drops his disguised self, and he's a lizard folk.
And I was holding an action to stab him with a +1 dagger.
I still have the latch blade under my pillow.
I knew it.
Shove him into the astral
I was gonna say 3 kobolds in a trench coat, but I'm not wearing clothing for that.
That's why the tattoos are moving. It was just the kobold switching positions.
Yeah.
3 kobolds in a loincloth.
Yeah. Well, if we're going to Winton, you might get to fulfill that promise you said about protecting me from cultists. Defect, I might need a bodyguard.
I will need a bodyguard?
No, I might need one.
Or you might need it. Okay.
Yeah, last time I was there, I got attacked and chased by cultists. So...
Happens.
does it? I feel like that's not something that normally happens.
I don't know. I've never been to Winton, honestly. I'm just
Has anybody asked you to be a ritual sacrifice?
Not in a moment.
It's not great. See, sometimes you just don't feel like it. Maybe tomorrow, and you never know how you might feel the next day, but I wasn't really feeling it particularly that day.
Fair.
It's fair. Well, if
But if we get jumped by people in black robes, I think they were wearing black. They were
Yeah.
black after I burnt them.
Did you notice any tattoos on their hands?
I don't know, I was busy running.
Fair enough. Well, I can't promise you what will happen, but I can promise you that as you have tried to protect us, I will do the same.
Don't let me get sacrificed, that's all I ask. I can die some other way. Just not for their needs.
I mean, we've
It
been through we just killed an undead dragon. I don't think the cultists stand any chance, and I'll wink at Grig.
So, are we saying that we're going
Grig
to turn
is
around
decidedly like glowering at you right now.
So are we saying we're going to turn around and travel in the direction that I wanted to travel in yesterday?
Yes.
No.
I immediately had that thought when in the dream she was like, south. I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't bet any money on that one.
Well, we could just keep going north, but you don't want to yeet this thing into the astral sea.
No, I don't. Not yet,
So-
at least.
We could keep going north. But your conscience is the reason we have to backtrack.
My conscience does tend to...
Here's the thing: traveling to when I traveled to the dragon's lair, I went west and north. How far west would we need to go from here to skirt the Embering Elms, rather than fly or walk through it?
Probably not as far.
Possibly. I mean, it's way out of the way.
But you would be going like right back into the Threat Spire mountain range.
Right.
I could possibly bring us to Seoul.
What is that?
You
It's
all
further
remember
away.
Sewell. It is the town where you all first met.
Olive doesn't.
Oh,
Olive's
yes.
never been to Seoul.
That's true. All of you don't know where it is, but Spoot and Defect know where it is.
It's a cute little port town.
It is.
And you have an ally there, or at least a former employer.
It
This
would.
is true.
I mean, it would bring us a bit more south, but we wouldn't have to travel through these elms.
Fair enough.
The other side of the swamp.
Which I think has a stone.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Swamp, you say? We'd be going through water, huh?
I think it's by Osmag.
Yep.
The swamp of Lograil?
Loggrail.
Lagrail?
Yeah, I think I've heard of this place.
Crown of the
Indeed
fallen
you have,
Imperials in the
Spoot.
fallen city of
Spoot
Osmag.
is saying very tongue-in-cheek.
I would like everybody else to make an insight check on Spoot.
I'm too oblivious.
Ooh. 21.
I don't notice anything.
Olive, you notice that Spoot, as soon as you start talking about the swamp of Lograil, Spoot is like, kind of like, he has like an energy about him that is like, part like, I've got a secret, and also like, excited about it.
Spoot, is there something you'd like to share with the class?
No, I just heard it's a very nice place to visit. I've always wanted to, check it off the list.
I heard there's
And
lots
Spoot-
of bugs.
Spoot winks at whoever's closest, probably Defect.
He looks a little bit confused, but just winks back anyway.
Pretends he's in on the joke.
They have a reputation for particularly nice fish there.
Oh, very nice, actually. So I've heard. You'll love the weather, also, allegedly, but I'd say it's more palatable than what we've been in lately, considering that everything's been on fire.
I was going to say saying it's not on fire, which
It's
does
decidedly not on fire.
that does recommend it over our current environs.
Well, we can either go by land, or I was able to charter a boat to get to Winton last time from Seoul.
That looks like a long sea voyage.
Methods to make some sea travel faster. It's up to you all. I mean, it brings us a bit further south than Winton, but
What are the two options that we're exploring?
flying back to Winton, or I take us back to Seoul, and then we go through the swamp up to Winton, because in the swamp there's a stone as well.
Right.
Easily.
Or we keep going north and yeet this thing into the astral sea.
Spoot's gonna say Seoul, then the swamp, then Winton. No.
That seems like
Spoot's
long
gonna say
time
Yeah.
to carry that phylactery around.
exactly. Spoot's gonna say we should make the quickest journey, whatever that is. If it's flying to Winton, then we can see this fabled swamp some other time. Spoot has spoken.
I mean, we can only fly in 1 hour bursts. Is the thing. And we're burning 2 spell slots every time we do that. Like one from me and one from Nereus, or does anyone else polymorph? Does Greg polymorph?
No.
Nope.
So yes, that means we're each burning a spell slot every time we do this. And we only can do it for an hour at a time.
But you essentially travel a day in that hour.
We flying then?
I think we should do it.
All right.
Okie dokie.
Cool. So just say you use all your wild shapes, all of your polymorphs. What is the maximum amount of times you can do that in a day?
5.
4. Because I can only 5 if we take 2 short rests in that day.
Which you could do.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Because I get polymorph
so you could
22,
you could in a day, in let's say in 8 hours you could travel 5 days as you could on foot.
That's so crazy.
Which is pretty great.
It is actually.
Is
And we're
that
not
what you
going
want to
through
do?
The mountains. We're not going through the mountains, so it's not as difficult flying.
I'm imagining kind of like that. Somewhat, like kind of just like girding the mountain.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
as the eagle flies. Is that the expression?
Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna slap you for that one. Near's just like smack. Well, Near's probably can't reach Spoot's head.
How tall is Nereus?
Like 5'7".
You
Didn't
can reach
say
his head.
You were. I was about to say Spoot's not. He's like just under. He's like right at 6 feet, I think.
If I
You can reach
just
his.
He's not a very tall turtle.
You can reach his head. I can reach a 6 foot tall person's head, and I'm only 5'4".
You also half gnome.
No,
it's a short half orc.
Yeah,
no,
that's what I thought.
Olive is 6 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
Sarah is 5'4" and married to a 6 foot tall human,
Okay.
and can reach his head.
Alright.
It's smacked
Easily.
it occasionally, is what you're saying.
Yeah. All right. So, is this your plan then, to
Yes.
do this? Okay, cool. You leave your plan in motion. You fly. As you begin to fly out, you fly a couple of rounds of this, easy enough to do. As you are about to leave the Embering Elms, you do see in the distance that large broken oak tree that you know Lychee resides in.
It's not way to our east?
It is.
Oh.
But you can see it after a few hours of flying, like you cover enough ground.
I will screech to Defect and Spoot. Do we want to see Lychee before we go?
I will screech back that I'll send Lychee a message, because I did want to send Lychee a message and I forgot last night.
I don't think you can send him a message while you're flying. Can't
Yeah.
cast spells while you're an eagle.
Nope.
Probably wouldn't hurt. That's what I wanted to do originally. Lychee knows a lot about this whole thing that we just dealt with.
Yeah, but we don't want to give him the Heart of the Oaks back because it's got a dragon soul in it.
We can just message him when we land, I guess, and tell him what we did and that we're going to destroy it.
Okay.
Cool.
I screech all this back in eagle.
Yes.
You got loud today.
Screech! He can't understand us, so just screech at him.
I just yell America in eagle.
When Eagle Olive screeches back at me, I just like swish my hand and like a very short turbulent gust puts her off balance for a moment.
Olive will loosen her grip on Nereus.
No,
Just
Spoot's carrying
slightly.
me. Spoot is carrying me.
Oh, who do I have? Am I unencumbered?
Yes.
Or do I have just Paduk?
No, Paduk has nestled into Greg's blanket and their new formerly geriatric park robes, which are still like torn up and a little singed and kind of drag on the ground after them, but they are very striking. That kind of yellowy green and the kind of like red and black claw marks that come around the sides. It's all very interesting. But yeah.
Are they wearing that with their fancy blanket?
100%.
So someone's basically carrying a Grig burrito.
Greg is very fashionable, and they like to look that way. That is canon.
Yes.
So you all fly. You have this discussion as eagles. After 5 hours, which would put you at the end of your second round, or ready to go into your second short rest, you land, and you begin your short rest. You are out of the Embering Elms. You are in kind of normal woods. You have seen the glimpse of the main road that kind of leads south towards Winton, off in the distance as you were up in the air. And it's kind of a clearing area. There's like some farmsteads over to like the southwest that you kind of saw at the edge of your vision. It's overall a very nice and enjoyable locale. Spoot, as you kind of look over and you see Paduk kind of coming out and just kind of like helping to like make things comfortable for people. He's kind of been a little quiet, but he's been riding with Grig, so that's not out of the ordinary. You do see that burn scar is it's not as red as it was, but it's not looking like it's going away.
Am I still eagle?
No, you have popped out of eagle. Everybody is who they are now.
I'm gonna send America check. What is wrong with me? Medicine check on
America check. Fuck yeah!
I would like to check for toxic patriotism.
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to communist.
Yeah, you don't need to make a check for that. It's just passive.
I would like to. Yeah, I will ask Paduk if I may inspect the wound and also medicine check it.
Oh sure, yeah. I mean, if you're thinking, I did a little bit of it. I'm like, I got it a little A little Healy. Yeah, let's take a look. You can roll with advantage because he'll help you with it.
Oh, boo.
What'd you get?
A 15. Sad rolls. Waste
Okay.
a +9.
With a 15, you and he are able to look at it. He was able to remove like any like infections on his own using like a combination of magic and poultice and whatever. And you're able to assist him in doing so and kind of like replacing them. And it looks like a lot of the swelling has been taken out of consideration due to magic. But you are pretty confident that he will forever be scarred in this way.
Paduk, I'm so sorry. I meant to check on this yesterday, and just with so many things going on, I let it slip my mind. I'm not so sure the scar is ever gonna heal properly, I must say.
I mean, that's okay. You know, when you go out and get into trouble, sometimes these things happen.
I know, but I'm so sorry that it happened to you. It was not meant to be. Is there? Maybe there's some way I can search to add some sort of healing salve to this. I don't know if I can go out and look for some herbs or something. If we have some time with my herbalism kit. I said that really weird.
Sure, if you'd like to, yeah, I'll go with you. Like, I'm good with herbs and stuff too, so.
Yes, if you don't mind, I think I would like to tend to this if there's anything that we can do to further along. I'm not saying it will ever be the same as it was, but
Yeah, I think dragon fire kind of is a permanent thing because you know it's dragon. But you know anything we can do to kind of make it less of a thing is probably nice. But I think I'm gonna have it forever. In the meanwhile, one of you can add to Paduk's character sheet that he will have disadvantage on persuasion checks while people can see his scar.
oh, Paduk.
People are so judgmental.
I know.
Yeah.
People still talk to us somehow, though.
I don't know
I mean,
if they want you or if they're
he's not a particularly like persuasive individual. Like that's not like what his skills are. Like he's a healer as opposed to anything else. But
On persuasion?
yep.
That's like crippling my charisma. It's already a -1.
Cool.
The scar is visible.
Yep.
Okay, I have notated that.
Great. Cool.
That was sorry.
You're fine. So Paduk and Spoot go off into the woods for an hour. Go ahead, make either a nature or an investigation check at advantage, your choice.
Oh, that choice is clear.
Or actually, you can do this with your herbalism kit. So add your proficiency if you are not already.
Oh, okay. I am already in nature, but I might just try to double down because I'm doing this for Paduk and he did something for us. Add my skill to that because I'll be able to add a +4. Can I do that on top of advantage, or am I like double dipping?
No, you can do that.
I would like to add a +4, so 31.
Excellent. So you and Paduk find a few telltale signs here. And what those signs do is they lead you to a particular plant that grows in a very specific way. Like it grows on the west side of granite rocks within 300 meters or 300 feet meters. I'm metric now. Within 300 feet of oak trees that have sphagnum moss out from the roots. It's very specific in like the environment that it needs to grow. It's a very rare plant, but it does promote the healing of burns extremely well. It's called a 5-leafed alley plant. ALLI.
Add that to my inventory.
And yeah, it is exceptionally good for making healing bombs for like burns and stuff. Like it's like burn gel plus is what it is. You have to process it, boil it down, get out the gooey part, all that stuff, but it is very good for that. So you head back to the others with that in your possession.
Awesome. Just one is enough, or we find enough to do?
For 6-inch tall Paduk, yes, one is enough.
Oh, fair enough. I just hold it over him.
Just squeeze it onto him.
Heal.
Cool. And you find whatever other like
leaves.
much more common herbs you would need to add to that. You find everything you need here.
Amazing.
Yeah, good job.
Yay, Paduk. We'll try to heal you.
So you do that. You join up with the others. Kind of as you are finishing your long or your short little nap here, Olive.
Mm-hmm.
You all hear something moving through the brush. Kind of not like big, like honkin' thing, but like a big person, maybe. And as you're all kind of looking around, out through the brush, through a couple of trees, steps an individual. And this individual is an imposing 7 feet tall, heavily muscled, yellow slitted eyes, and wearing an emerald green kind of Nehru collared suit jacket over what is a densely muscled chest. They have a little like complementary browned pocket square in their right breast or their left breast pocket. Wearing a monocle over one of those slitted eyes, and what appears to be a silver chain to some kind of watch fob or some weird device that is stuffed into another pocket that they are wearing. Seems a little kind of weird to have it chained to his jacket, but that's what they're doing with it. And so this heavily muscled, green-skinned individual has a very long, heavily thick muscled tail and looks like a humanoid crocodile.
Very interesting. Is this happening while Paduk and I are out?
Yeah, you have just rejoined as this individual walks out.
And I've just woken up from my nap.
Yeah, and he kind of brushes himself off a little bit, adjusts his monocle, and does a little incline of his head to you, and in perfect common, "Greetings. My name is Magna. I have been sent to tell you, Streamlings, that you have been invited to a reading with Persephania, the Veil Piercer. Follow me, please."
This sounds sus.
Who is this? How do they know us?
Are you not the Streamlings?
I'm
What's
not
the streamling?
so sure.
In the middle of nowhere, right?
You are precisely where she said you would be.
What's a streamling?
You are.
How
That
does
doesn't
Yes, we
help.
are.
If you are here now, you are the Streamlings I'm looking for. Please, right this
Stream-
way.
the Streamling ring a bell?
Make a history check.
Maybe he's just mispronouncing misfits.
26. Finally.
You've never heard of anybody call anybody a Streamling.
Holy shit.
No reference to it whatsoever.
I'm sorry, did I say 26? I meant 36.
Still,
Um,
it's either like the way he says it. You imagine it's like an idiosyncrasy of an individual.
right, not like a colloquialism of something.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Please, the Veil Piercer is very precise with her time. If you will follow me, the hut's not far.
Insight check?
Make an insight check.
All of the checks? Wisdom saving throw? I'm just kidding.
What are you doing, Spoot?
21.
You rolled a 21 insight.
21 insight?
Deception check? No.
He does not seem to be holding anything back. He seems to be very officious and take his job very seriously.
Maybe the man's just the person's just doing their job. I don't know if it hurts to go speak with.
He takes out the silver thing out of his pocket with the chain, and kind of like taps it and looks at it, and it looks very small in his massive like clawed hand. It seems to be like silver and have some kind of glass or crystal on it, and he kind of taps it a couple of times again and puts it back in. We really do have to rush. We've delayed here quite a bit. If you would all just, please, this way.
Are we going?
I mean,
I have to admit, I'm intrigued.
we have to handle your situation. I feel like this will just delay it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how
You
long
are
this will
supposed to be
take.
here at this time, are you not?
Not
I
that
don't know. You tell me.
I am told that you are.
I don't like any of this.
I do apologize for the inconvenience if you feel there is one. But the Veil Piercer is very...
What is
Good.
a veil piercer? None of this is necessarily helping.
that is her name. Persephania. Some say Persephonea. But
Does this name sound familiar? Because I feel like it should. Maybe I'm an idiot.
make either an Arcana or a History check.
Well, I think we all know what I'm gonna do there.
Oh, well, I'm bad at both of those, so
23
Of History?
of history. Yes, sorry.
Persephonea doesn't ring a bell, or Persephania doesn't ring a bell, but Persephonea does. Persephonea is the name of a fabled oracle in a book that you read in your youth.
Just that? Okay. Well, that might be enough. All right. I'm intrigued now too. Defect. Let's go with the.
Olive's going to subtly cast Barkskin on herself before she follows this guy.
Okay.
I gotta see where this goes. I'm
I
gonna
guess
get myself in trouble.
This will be interesting.
Okay. So you all are following?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So you follow Magna, and he leads you through the brush, through the trees, very deftly for a figure of his imposing size, for about 5 minutes. And Spoot, like, it's in the direction you came from when you rejoined the others. And 5 minutes afterwards, you come to a twisted-looking cottage that seems to have a small tower on one side. Sorry about that. That seems to be, like, tilting over the rest of the cottage at a weird, precarious angle. And there are, like, thorny hedges and bushes, like, right up against, like, tucked up against the side of the building. And one kind of shabby-looking doorway.
Okay. I guess I'll watch to see what this person does.
Magna walks right up to it and opens the door and says, "Please, everybody, The Veil Piercer is waiting for you.
Can the Veil Piercer meet us outside?
The Veil Piercer does not exit her home.
Huh. Well, that does complicate it a bit, doesn't it?
Defect will step inside.
Okay, Defect enters.
Well, I guess we have not much of a choice. Nears will enter.
All right, Nereus enters the little
All
hut.
of them.
Olive follows. Grig follows Defect because Grig always follows Defect.
Spoot says a prayer in Aquan and follows.
Paduk will turn invisible
Okay, Paduk is invisible.
and following.
Yeah, he follows in wherever you go. And you all enter this strange cottage. And as you enter, that's where we will pick up next week on Nuuli Forged, with the party meeting Persephonea, the Veil Piercer, as they have already met her crocodilian assistant, Magna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it.
So that's where we will pick up next week. Good job. You managed to leave the Embering Elms without incident and are well on your way to Winton. Where
We did not get another piece of the Null Shard while we were there.
Nope. You didn't.
Well, we were where?
In the Embering Elms. That's why we were there.
Well, we killed the dragon and leveled
We did
up.
kill a dragon. We did kill a dragon, and now we're carrying around his soul in Spoot's pocket.
As far as the piece of the Null Shard goes, you're pretty sure that that item was stolen by people who were on their way to Winton.
Yeah,
that's
what
the
I-
puzzle
yeah.
you put together.
Yeah.
We missed our chance.
Yes.
Well,
Well, this should be interesting. Hopefully we don't get, I don't know, kidnapped.
yeah. We'll
I mean, I think we're gonna be kidnapped at this point.
we'll see what happens next week here on Nuuli Forged. Thank you all for joining us on tonight's rousing little adventure where some big info happened and some secrets were revealed. Learned a little bit more about Nereus, I guess.
Not really.
Y'all are just not asking the right questions.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to shy away from sharing information. You just ask questions and then kind of stop.
I was doing something.
You did more than you had to.
With the ritual casting?
Yeah, if they all look the same, I feel like you don't have to keep inspecting
mean,
all of them.
That's
Or,
true.
or like I said, you could have saved more for another night.
True story.
I did. I saved 3 for another night.
Meanwhile, we're following a crocodile person with an object we were told to keep away from lizard people.
Right. I thought the same thing
Oh,
when he came
damn.
through.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the same
That's
thing.
what I would
And then
know.
Defect was like, I'll walk inside. I was like, I was kind of hoping that we wouldn't.
I mean, this is pretty cool. This is
I don't-
not something you see every day.
That's true. It is something I'm intrigued with.
A lizard person in a suit just walked up to us in the middle of the woods and said, "Please come with me."
Yeah. What's not to understand there?
What could possibly go wrong? Oh, well. I'll get around to asking Nereus some more stuff if we don't die.
And indeed, I've got it brings up a valid point. He also had a monocle.
Yep. And a
top
pocket
hat
watch.
too, or did I make that up?
No top hat. You made that up.
And a
Okay, I made
pocket
that up
watch.
in my head.
Is he also a peanut?
He had a pocket square in his breast pocket, and then in his
And a pocket watch.
some kind of pocket watch or pocket equivalency thing. You're not exactly sure what it is.
And he scolded us like he was the White Rabbit, and we were wasting his time.
He's very officious and does his job. Spook
I
got that on
definitely
an
want to see a
insight check.
picture of him.
If I had any kind of artistic drawing skills, I would do so, but I do not.
As soon as we roll initiative, we'll get to see what he looks like.
Yeah.
I expect a top hat.
There is no top hat.
It's just a
I-
picture of the peanut guy with like a crocodile paste.
But he's green.
Really awkward Photoshop.
But he's green and has a pocket watch.
But that will do it for us here tonight on Nuuli Forged. Thank you ever so much to Ives Got It, to King Cosmasi, to G. Ryan for all coming in and hanging out with us tonight. Much appreciated. Hope you all had fun and enjoyed yourselves with us. However that works out. Hope you had a good time. Let's go around and say our goodbyes while I figure out who we will raid this evening. Let's start up in the corner with the guy who didn't answer the question tonight. We'll start up with Defect.
That's me. Mike, Defect, Nuuli Forged. Thank you for watching. And we'll catch you guys next week.
Moving down to Olive.
Hey, I'm Sarah. I've been Olive. Check us out on all the social media things. Nuuli is spelled with 2 U's and Uuli. Forged at all the places. Just search for it. You'll find us. See you next week.
All you have to do is call.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Hopping next to Nereus.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next week. And hopefully we don't create another dracolich.
Little concerned about that.
That is valid.
Kind of concerned about that.
I forgot to prep banishment.
Then on up to Spoot.
Hi, I'm Spoot. I've been playing Matt tonight, and I will attempt to do the pitch since Amber's not here. So, we got half the pitch about Nuuli Forged, so you can also check out Jared and I's podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Jared probably has more details on that because he's the one that uploads all the stuff. But something just went up. Check us out on YouTube, Mid-Level Adventurers. And hopefully soon we'll be cooking with some more stuff, which I feel like we have said for months. But it's real this time, we think.
Yeah, it is real. We had a whole meeting about it this weekend and everything.
And we changed our cursors to red also. It was very good.
I got a lot out of it. I don't know about
I
anybody.
bought a new chair because of it. So.
That's right. At like 48% off, right?
Yeah, it's sitting right next to me. I'm just too lazy to put it together.
Super productive meeting, guys.
It was great. We really did talk business.
Hetero men, go figure. I've got everything I need right next to me. I just haven't done it yet.
I'm sitting.
basically-
I have a brand new chair, and I'm sitting in the old one.
Hey, can you fix this? Stop asking me every 6 months.
Right? I just today plugged in this fancy peripheral thing that is like a USB hub that I've had for like 4 days. And literally all I had to do was plug it in. It's been sitting next to my computer.
Well, I am Jared. I have been your dungeon master here. Thank you, King. Thank you, I've Got It. You're the best moderator around. We're going to do raid on a new channel tonight. We're going to raid 5% Chance, because that sounds fun. They're playing some D&D over there. So we will raid them this evening. Indeed, you can catch all of us on all the social medias at Nuuli Forged. Matt and I at Mid-Level Adventurers on any podcast platform. Today our YouTube released a discussion on the planes of D&D. Was this week's episode
that would be
on
useful.
YouTube. Hey,
I don't remember any of it, sorry.
yeah.
Apparently, all of our characters should go watch that right away and learn about the astral plane.
Might be useful. Otherwise, you can catch us right here. And hey, if you're watching us on YouTube, because you can do that, make sure to follow, like, and subscribe on YouTube, because if we get enough subscribers, we get the vanity URL, Nuuli Forged, which would be awesome instead of just random numbers and letters.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah. So thank you all very much. Hop into this raid with You've Been Newly Rated. And we'll see you all right here next week. Thank you so much. Be safe, be kind, spread love, not bad shit. Bye, everyone. Goodbye.
Or COVID.
Yes.
I like
Trademark,
that.
patent
I think that
pending.
goes under bad shit.
Yeah, it's true.
I love
That's true.
Bad shit or bat shit? Because
Neither.
Either one.
None of them.
Either one. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.